Greetings, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight for the inaugural episode of our Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign. To be clear, we do not have an advanced copy of the book, so tonight is being run blind based on the information we know. But that's okay, because I'm trying something a little different tonight. Hope you can hang in there. It's going to be a series of flashbacks that weave together to get us to the starting point for next Sunday, when we will be picking up the campaign proper. So, without further ado, imagine, if you will, a blood-red sky as the sun is setting in the west. Beneath your view, the sprawling city of Waterdeep. All of the different wards, the mountain against the coast, rising high, the castle rising up out of the foothills of the mountain, the glittering water to the west, ships at harbor, their white sails billowing in the breeze. And as we pan down, if you can imagine this like a movie, we hear the pattering of feet and the shouting of voices, and we zoom in on a tiefling. He's blue. His shirt is open, maybe a little more than you might expect. It's almost not even worth wearing at this point. Breathing hard. Just running down the thwack of flesh against stone as he hits a corner and looks in two different directions, continues running. Sean, would you please describe Whistler to everybody as he is running from his pursuers?
Yes. Cutting down the streets, he's looking back. His long, dark blue hair is blowing fairly magnificently at his pace. High cheekbones, lithe, slender. He has kind of an open, multicolored shirt. Leather armor that is dyed all white. As he's running, he's got a pack on his back, a small case clearly for a violin as well that's kind of tucked into it. And there's anybody who would notice would see some indentations on his shirt that looked like tiny hoofed feet and claws holding on to his shoulder.
Sweet. I love it. All right, I need you to roll me a here we go, a D10.
A D10.
Yes, sir.
I've got new beautiful dice for Whistler. I got a 9.
Okay. All right. You're running. Behind you, you see 3 guards chasing. One's armed with a spear, one has a scimitar, one's drawn 2 short swords. You've never seen these men before in your life, but they're coming after you, and they seem to be relishing the chase. They're grinning and hooting at you. One of them says, come back here, boy! Gonna get our payday! And they're chasing you. You turn and look, and you see that you have entered into a small market. There are vendors everywhere. You see people pushing carts. There are carts of vegetables and fruits from all over the place. Some of them are completely unfamiliar to you, probably come in off the boat as early as this morning. It's fairly crowded, and you're trying your best to navigate, just pushing through people. You're running, pushing. They're coming behind you a little bit more slowly, a little bit more practiced. One of them's like, can't blend into that crowd, can you? Continuing to follow after you.
Within the crowd, does anybody look like they may have a cloak or even a tarp or blanket that would be grabbable as I think
that's absolutely, yes. You see actually several different clothing vendors, or some that are selling just bolts of fabric. So some fairly nice looking stuff. Seems like it's maybe come from an elvish land, maybe the Moonshade Isles to the west. Some very glittery garments. You also see some fairly basics, just kind of standard bolts of cloth where someone might go and apply their pattern. Or you do see some pre-made clothing items. There's a couple people selling various traveling cloaks, capes, what have you.
We'll go with a very plain-looking cloak. As I run up, I will pull a gold out, clink it on the table as I grab one. I'm afraid I'm in a hurry.
All right, it's a young woman. She kind of grabs. She says, "Oh, they're only 1 copper piece," and you've already passed, pulling the cloak around you.
I will try to duck down low and put it on and put the hood up, and then I will slow down as I stand back.
Wonderful. Why don't you make me? I think we're gonna call this a performance check.
Thank you. Not good. That is an 8.
Okay. You think you've disappeared, you're kind of blending in, you hear a voice in your ear like, you think we lost them.
Well, I'm sure we'll see shortly, my darling.
You feel pretty confident. 5 minutes pass. You're lost in this crowd. You're pushing towards the southern end and thus the far end of the market. You grin to yourself. You've outsmarted them. You look back, you don't see anyone, you smile, turn, big, bearded, grinning face. Snatches you by the collar. We're gonna pause there. A quick glimpse of the future. The four of you are standing on the deck of a small vessel. Bloodied, clothes torn, sweating, leaning against the masts, catching your breath. Behind you, you see the tall sails of a ship pursuing. And you feel a cool breeze. And before you, the wide ocean. All right. We'll cut back now. Gonna keep cutting a little bit. Hope y'all are okay with that. Lydia. You are... Let me find my notes. You have found work, yet again, in an inn in Waterdeep. You're now in one of the less well-to-do wards, dealing with customers who are a little less polite, tips are a little weaker. You can't help but get involved with every customer that comes through. You love talking to everybody. It's already earned you the ire of the innkeep. A small, slender halfling man with a fairly severe, almost pointed face. His name is Forlong. And within 2 days of you working there, he's already clearly got his suspicions about you. But here you are. A young blue tiefling has just finished a rousing performance.
I'm afraid that's me, darling.
He's just finished a rousing performance. You've had your eye on him. People are engaging him. You see a yellow tiefling woman leaning against the table seductively talking to him. You think really nothing of it. You turn around and one of the half-orcs kind of grabs your arm. Half-orc kind of looks up at you and says, I've been waiting on my drink for 15 minutes now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have forgot.
Can you see to it that you don't forget? I'm quite thirsty.
Yes, I would what did you say your drink was?
This is the second time I've told you this. Do you realize that?
I'm sorry.
Sorry ain't gonna cut it. Forlong! What's this one doing? What happened to the last one? He was a right looker, he was. Forlong's like, I'm sorry, I can't speak to her. She, there's a shortage right now. He's like, whatever, Forlong, I think I'll take my business elsewhere. And Forlong's like, no, please, just, this one's on the house, the next one's on the house for the table. And you hear more grumbling, and he looks at you and just shoots you a glance and kind of, is like, Enid, I'm sorry, you gotta go. I don't think this is your line of work, darling.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
He's like, don't make me out to be a monster. This is a business I gotta run.
It's just that I try to do a good job.
I know.
Do you think I do?
No, or we wouldn't be having this conversation, but I'm sorry, Enid. Here. He pulls out 2 dragons and hands them to you. Good luck out there, darling. Go on, get out of here.
All right.
Whistler, it barely registers on your radar. You're like, oh, commotion. You turn back to this yellow tiefling. She puts a finger on your chin, rubs it down your neck a little bit. She's like, as I was saying, my name is Truth. What was your name again?
Well, sweet Truth, mine's Whistler.
And a whistler you are. That was a stunning performance.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I find that music on its own reveals truth, wouldn't you say? It is your namesake, of course.
She smiles and says, I'm a patron of the arts, in fact, and pulls out a bag clinking with gold and sets it on the table. Close to her. And she's like, do you think this could afford me a private lesson?
Gold, it would be less for somebody else, but for you, some distant cousin, as we all are, in truth, in such a beautiful hue of yellow, I don't see why not.
She smiles and snatches it up, slides a key across the table marked with a 3, painted in enamel that looks worn like it's been well used, slides it over to the table. Enid, you're running outside. Where do you go?
I would. Is it a busy street?
At this point, it's fairly busy. And just so you guys know, the background for Waterdeep, we're now almost 2 years past the initial war. It's starting to make a big comeback. You know, the area was pretty wrecked for a while, but Waterdeep has endured, and it's fairly active. It's pushing dusk. The sun is starting to set. But yeah, it's fairly active. And you guys are in the north. Sorry, what is the north? I printed my map and I hung it up like an idiot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're in the north. You're in the North Ward right now. Not one of the finest places around, but where do you go?
I probably just kind of walk out in the street, still smiling, like, whoops.
Not again.
And I kind of would just like stop and look around and be like, who am I going to talk to now?
Thank you, Shogun and Devin. Two divine rerolls. We'll keep rolling.
Divine boys.
Thanks, Devin.
All around you, the hustle and bustle of the marketplace. You see people barking to sell items, people shouting above others. As you walk down, you're accosted from all sides, like, oh, you know what a pretty lady like you needs is a cloak for when you go traveling. Hide those ears, you know, they're prized. And you're already passing by, and it's like, oh. What do? The world is your oyster. You've got 2 dragons to your name and no job.
Is there an inn or a keep that I haven't worked at yet?
There's certainly a couple. Yeah.
150 inns and taverns in Waterdeep. There's probably 3 left.
I would probably just stroll around and try to find one. How much is a dragon?
I think it's just a gold piece.
A gold piece?
If I remember correctly.
So I have 2?
Yeah.
Okay. I would go to an inn and try to just, kind of slink in and see if there's anyone interesting around and see if I could...
Okay. You walk into the Happy Fiddle Pub.
Okay.
And you come in and there's music playing and people are kind of dancing a jig. It's pretty upbeat compared to the last place you were at. Whistler's performance was more... It was less folksy. It was something different. It was the next level. It spoke to you. This is more like... People are kind of dancing around and having a good time. Laughter, fills the room. And you come in and you can see a big barkeep behind us. She's a large, muscular human. She's got her hair in 2 braids that come well down, almost to her belt, kind of pulled to her side. And she's laughing at someone like, but you couldn't have possibly stood against him. And she sees you and she's like, oh, hello.
Oh, hi.
Drinking.
Okay, yes.
She's like, wonderful. Typically at this point, you tell me what you'd like to drink, or I can choose for you.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. What's good?
She's like, it's all good, but the ale is particularly good. Make it right here. My father, his father, taught him how to do it. Family recipe.
Well, I don't have too much money, so I guess I would take something cheaper unless maybe you need help here.
She's like, She kind of looks around. She's like, out of work.
Yes.
Have you got any particular talents?
I can serve drinks.
Can you?
I'm very good with clients.
She's like, well, I'll tell you what. The first drink is on me. You drink it up. You work for the next hour or 2. We'll see how it goes. How about that?
Okay.
Fair?
Fair.
I'll pour you some of my finest ale. And she goes back, just huge. As she steps, the floorboards creak beneath her. Looks like she could crush an ox with her bare hands.
I wonder if she's getting, just rail alcohol.
Yeah, definitely. Foam comes up over the top, and she just scrapes it off with the back of her hand. Slides it over to you. She's like, there you go. My dad used to say that'll put hair on your chest. Enjoy.
I probably had never heard that expression before.
All right, we now cut to the deck of a ship. This ship is the Poet's Pin, and it's pulled into Waterdeep for the first time in many moons. In fact, Hydarian, this is the first time you've ever been to Waterdeep Harbor. I think you've been to the city a time or 2 before, I imagine, but never in this capacity, never in such an official capacity. And in fact, you're fairly struck by the amount of towering sails all around you, all in one place. The beautiful ships, elven designs, human designs, even dwarfish ships, which are small and stout and ringed in iron, look like they could take a beating. Look like they might not be able to float very well, but they can take a beating at least. And you all pull in, and who is your captain, Raven? I have the name here. Hold on.
No, that's for my...
Oh, yes, I have
left that open.
You left that open. And in fact, it is Captain Araños. And as you pull in, and he's barking orders, and he's moving the wheel, and you guys pull up against the dock, and they start mooring. The whole crew, it's a pretty small ship. It's a small merchant vessel. There's a crew of 12 in total, including the two of you. Everyone kind of lines up, grabs their rucks, hauls them over their shoulder, starts walking to the gangplank, and he stops and looks at the two of you. He's like, well, where do you think you're going?
With the rest of the crew.
It's like, oh, yes. Unfortunately, as you well know, someone does need to stay with the ship. There is a bit of work that needs to be done, so I know I can count on the two of you to take care of that lickety-split. If you would, please.
Yeah, sure, we can delegate it as you need, and then we'll be on our way.
Well, I'm afraid the work may take you longer than you think. I will need the ropes oiled, I will need the barnacles scraped, and I'll need the decks completely swabbed. I want to see myself in them when I return in the morning.
Sounds like a lot of work for whoever's gonna do it.
It does indeed, doesn't it? Well,
hate to be them.
maybe you're not understanding this completely, darling. He's like, Schmitty, can you explain to them? Farewell, then. And he walks off. You can tell he's worn his finest. He's got a big hat that he adjusts as he's walking down.
What is he?
He's the captain. He's a human.
Oh.
And Schmitty, the bosun, a half-elf, comes back and says, well, you heard the captain. The two of you are assigned the work detail. It's what we all do. The newcomers, you work your way up through the ranks, you know. Unpleasant, yes, but I'm sure you'll get a bit of shore time before we put out again.
Typical Yuma, right?
I hate to judge a whole race just by the unattractive habits of a few.
Well, we'll try to do the same for you. Until then, get the ship clean. Farewell.
All right, we'll watch you get the ship clean.
He turns and walks down the gangplank, catches up to the rest of them, and they're laughing and carrying on as they head up the it's these big stone steps that kind of lead up and then up to, where the inns near the water are and the restaurants and the nightlife. And you can hear it's bustling and it's busy, and the two of you are kind of staring up at it as the sun is setting behind it. And there the two of you stand on the deck of the Poet's Pen.
You know, in my day, on my first ship, I was the second most to the captain.
Well,
look at me now.
How come it's every time we moor somewhere, you and I get the raw end of the deal?
Look at us.
I don't understand. They say everybody pulls their weight, but the only one pulling any weight is really you. Nami, this isn't fair to us.
Work is work, but...
Do you think we could find better work on a different ship?
Positive.
Well, then why don't we just leave?
Just walk off?
Well, I don't see anyone stopping us. The pay certainly isn't good enough.
I could use a drink.
Let's go. Enough of this. Humans.
Yumas. Ha.
Alright. We cut back to you, Sean. Whistler walks upstairs, holding this key, stares at the door for a second. The imp whispers, "Can I watch?"
No. I need a cookie for this.
He'll, I think, like a coin, spin the key, look over to what is nothing invisible. Like, you'll say nothing. You'll make no noise.
Nothing. No noise. Mm-hmm.
Now, if this was a male, it'd be different. That's far more intimate. This is business. This is not. Anyway, yes.
Lips are sealed.
That's my sweet darling. I'll tap where I think its nose is.
You find resistance, but you're not sure what part of the
Ew!
impact hit.
Ew!
That wasn't.
I know where the head
This
is.
is nothing.
Ew!
It ends up poking me
It's
up in
getting
the
better.
eye.
Coming
Glad
around.
I got a cookie for this.
And then I will. Before I do, I will take out a little bit. And I'll
Little
do
pinch.
it.
You open the door, find the room dark, curtains drawn. You see her form sitting across from the door, all the way against the wall, sitting in a chair. She says, "That took a while."
Indeed it did. I needed to finish my drink. There were a couple of the compliments coming around. The job of a performer, I'm afraid.
She says, "Of course, you must be very popular." And the door slams behind you. She says, "I certainly know who you are." And you look, and there are two men kind of leaning against a wall, staring at you, grinning. One of them's tapping a dagger against a belt buckle.
Had I known this was going to be a group party, it would have been a few more gold gentlemen.
She smiles, says, "I love the sense of humor. It must get you through many scrapes, doesn't it? And I suspect you'll get through this one, no problem. But here's the thing. The head of a prince fetches quite a prize. And I happen to know there are people willing to pay top dollar for yours. So, as long as the money comes through, you'll remain unharmed. You'll just remain in my possession for a while."
That is a tempting offer, Truth. But I think I'll take another.
And she's like, "Oh, what are you talking about? Boys?" And they're sort of like, they both kind of step out from the side of the wall.
Gentlemen, I hope you know I'm a dread practitioner of magic, beyond a wonderful musician. Has she told you, beyond who would pay, who will be quite upset if I run into the wrong hands?
One of the guys is like, "Doesn't matter much, as long as the pay is good." But as he says that, he's like, "Doesn't matter." And he looks, and you can see blood coming out of one of his eyes, and he grabs something, and you hear, "All right, let's beat it!"
I will push open the door and extend my hand and feel the.
You do, and you come running out. You leap kind of halfway down the banister of the stairs. You hear them gathering their things up. You get downstairs. You see people sort of looking up. They're not necessarily all that fazed by it.
As I get down there, since I still have that thing of gold, I will take out a handful and toss it across the tavern.
Oh, nice.
And be like, "Drinks on me, everyone!" And I'll run out the front door.
Oh my god.
Nice. Yeah, and you hear people just scrambling to find it. You hear the wood on wood of chairs sliding out as people dig around on the ground trying to grab at it. And you make your escape into the night. All right, Lydia. Mm-hmm. Don't you make a noise. While you're getting your drink situated, I will take the quick opportunity to give everyone their player inspirations.
Our beans?
These are the beans that you can give your fellow players.
Excuse me.
Nice punctuation to that right there.
I want to just give my inspiration to everyone right now because this is
Fair enough.
wonderful.
All right, I'm glad you guys are liking it. It's a very different type of get the characters together.
My dude, I am 150% on
Digging it?
board with
Shut
this.
Alright.
up. Y'all stop.
All right. David mad because a tiefling was trying to howl.
Trying? He was like, okay.
I needed the money.
Lydia. Mm-hmm. Fast forward. You're leaving the tavern again. Head down.
She was, in fact, the worst. Sorry, girl.
I'll try my best, narrator. She did. It wasn't enough.
My God, can we just do all of this campaign in like a narrated Arrested Development style?
Arrested Development style. You come out again, kind of shoulders slumping. Make your way down towards the market.
Instead of the blues, we're the blues.
Yeah, 3 of our characters are in fact blue.
And maybe sometimes
And
all.
in winter
I
season,
will also.
blue. Wonderful. Yes.
Now I'm green.
You're the blue people group.
We're the number.
Don't blue
ourselves.
yourself. Yeah.
Blue is the warmest color.
Stop.
Okay. You make your way to the market. It's now just getting to be dark. Clear sky, stars twinkling overhead. You know, you're a little bummed, but I think, well, you tell me, how are you feeling? You've lost 2 jobs in one day.
Did I get paid at all from the other
Oh,
job?
God, no. But you still have your 2 dragons.
No, I probably spent those 2 dragons on drinks like after she fired me. And like,
Alright.
it's okay. I know.
Fair enough. How is she feeling? How's Enid feeling right now?
Fine.
All right. You make your way to the market, and you're watching people, you know, with some degree of interest, as much as you can muster given the circumstances. You find yourself on an old bench made of stone. You even take a second to kind of feel it. You see just the design and the architecture looks vaguely fey. I mean, not nearly as wild as where you're from, but you're like, man, this is probably an elven bench. It's probably like 1,000 years old. You kind of sit on it. You're watching people. Suddenly, the bench lurches a little bit, and you look over, and a half-orc is sat next to you. And he says, "Why are you looking so glum?"
Oh, I don't mean to be. You're very big.
He's like, "Well, have been told that." Yeah.
Does he have a violin?
As a matter of fact, there's a violin. He has a violin propped up against the stone bench.
Yes.
He says, he kind of looks at you for a second and says, "Pretty new around here then?
I've been here a few months.
What's your name?"
Oh, I'm Enid.
"Nice to meet you. Name's Garland."
Garland. Are you from here?
From a little bit of everywhere. I'm a man of the people, really.
Oh, I love people.
Do you? He kind of looks down at the violin and kind of scooches it back out of your sight, kind of folds his arms and leans back. He pushes his back up against a brick wall, takes out a rolled cigarette and lights it with a flint and steel. It's kind of this. Takes him a while, gets it lit. He's like, "You want to try this?"
Oh, no, thank you.
He's like, "Suit yourself."
I mean, if you want me to try it, I will.
He sticks it between one of his tusks and his teeth, and it's kind of hanging in his teeth.
If you think that I should.
He's like, "I don't think you should or shouldn't. It's just a common courtesy."
Oh, of course.
So, well, alright, you seemed like you was lonesome. I'm not sure if I'm overstaying my welcome here.
Oh, where are you going now? Are you gonna go play your violin? Are you good at it?
Oh,
Could you play for me?
well, not much of a player, really. Can you play?
I don't know.
Best not to try. Let me say this about violin. Either you're very good at it, or it's best not to try.
Okay. Can I try anyways?
Probably best you don't.
Okay. If you think so.
Definitely best you do not.
If you think so.
Alright, well, I think I'll be on my way then. Kind of picks it up. It's like, it's nice meeting you.
Where are you going?
Oh, back to work.
Where do you work? I need a job.
He thinks about it for a second. It's like, Bah. Well, good luck with that.
It was really nice to meet you.
He's like, "Yep, nice to meet you too." Snatches up the violin and kind of looks back at you, a little bit puzzled, little cigar still hanging out between his teeth, kind of shrugs his shoulders and kind of disappears into a crowd. You see him off, and he seems to see somebody and kind of follows after him a little bit. The 2 of you enter a seedy tavern, right on the docks, assuming that's where you were heading. All right.
CD is a better. That's what I always say.
now we're out of work. We need to find another ship.
Another ship, we just got to land.
Yes, but now we have no ship. We've walked out of the one that we just left.
We're in Waterdeep.
And we're penniless.
You might be penniless, but you've never seen the inside of my pockets, have you?
No. No.
Pardon me, couldn't help it over here. This is the Paladin and the Laborer, one of the dock's finest establishments. As he says that, like something comes loose. We won't be having no penniless drinkers. So, can you pay your tab?
Yes.
Wonderful. I'll keep them coming then.
I mean, we're not broke, but we don't have any money coming in.
We're in Waterdeep.
I mean,
Jobs, people, ships, jobs.
what happens if we see the captain again?
Ah, I see. You're like a glass is half empty kind of person.
Oh.
And I'm like a glass is half full kind of person. Glass, river,
My
chip,
glass is
whatever
quite
you
full.
will.
I just like to think of all outcomes. What could happen? If we run into him, he could... I mean, he did abandon the boat.
He doesn't know that. Maybe we needed a drink. We got thirsty doing all that work.
We haven't done any work yet.
Sure we did.
I mean, if you say so. I don't want to end up on the wrong end of the bosun's lashes. But
Hydarian.
I know. It was my suggestion to leave.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
It's just... I kind of had this thought that maybe we'd be able to find work immediately and just... maybe, I don't know, find a new boat with a better captain and crew. Because those human were idiots.
Let's get a drink. I lost my accent. Oh my god, Hydarian, I lost my... Just kidding. Let's get a
Two
drink.
big tankards of ale are splashed in front of you. Behind you, people are boisterously laughing. You hear some chairs slide out and see some people kind of stand up doing like the old-timey fisticuffs. Pugilist. You kind of look back. Other people are just like seem like it's no big deal.
Is that how they plan to fight? Does this happen a lot in...
Most likely.
Why? Why would one fight another like that?
You hear one of them shout now. That was a beautiful boat! He's like, I've seen better boats sink on their own. He's like, that was a beautiful boat, and what happened was a tragedy! And the other one's like, that's not what I was, and just, pow! And you see one goes, oh, what'd you do that for? And the place starts erupting. Well, kind of in the corner, chairs are flying back, you hear glasses shattering, and you look and you see someone else just like, throws the chair into the mess. You see someone else, he's kind of looking around, he takes a big sip and he's like, climbs up on his table and just like leaps into the fray. And you see a good old-fashioned bar brawl starting to erupt all around you. Becomes all-encompassing.
Should we join in to this? It seems to be a custom of humans.
I'm into it.
This is exciting.
Excellent. Why don't both of you make 3 rolls for me? Number 1, make me a perception check.
Ooh, good.
8.
18.
Okay. Number 2, make me a strength or dex check. Your choice. Just a check, not a save.
We'll go with strength.
Oh. 11.
Okay. And one final one, make me a constitution saving throw.
6.
11.
Okay. So you all are like, all right. And the bartender,
Dice tell the story.
the barkeep kind of leans in. He's like, please don't. And you guys are like, all right. You kind of cheers turn around, rush in. Right off the bat, you're like, yeah! Oh, God! Oh, someone just right in the face. You get hit. You don't even see what it was. A fist or a stool or something just smashes into your face. And you're like, oh, my God! Oh, my God! And you just look around. You see, there's no sides. You just see someone, you're like, I think I'm going to beat them up. And you go, and you try to start beating someone up. You get some blows in before you're sort of carried away. You go and try to punch someone, and in fact, you get restrained. You know, oh, no, and they pull your arms behind your back, and someone else is just looking around, and he sees you being restrained. You're like, all right, and he comes over, and he just starts slugging you in the stomach a couple of times. The bar brawl continues to rage. Sean. Alright, we're catching up. You're now in the market where you've just been cornered again. He kind of picks you up and he's like, couldn't get away that easy. You know, Trust has offered an extra 50 gold pieces for he who brings you back. And he's like, grabs one of your arms and kind of has you by the shirt. And he kind of like, just kind of manhandles and grapples you and kind of turns you around, so he kind of starts dragging you.
You should know that there are people high in the criminal underworld.
He's like, that's enough. I don't want to hear anything else. And you look down, Sean, and you can see the lace of his boot coming undone. And he's just kind of carrying you.
My infernal little fairy. Go ahead and look down for me, darling. Just kind of whispering to my shoulder.
You feel clinging down your side and like down to your leg, and then hear a faint like claws on stone beneath you.
As it's going, I'm going to turn back and kiss his 5 o'clock shadowed cheek and be like, very well, I'll fight no further, and just go limp.
He's like, there we go, that's it. And he kind of picks you up and hoists you. And you're just sort of like dead weight. And you look down and you can see one lace come undone. You see, and like the other one, it looks like it's getting tugged. Both boots come undone. You see he takes a step. 2 of the undone ones quickly tie together. He takes another step. Slams to the ground. You hit the ground ready for it. Make me a dex save.
Okay. I got an 8.
Alright, you hit it. It's pretty rough. Like, you kind of scramble away from him. You look around, there's people all over the place in the market. You kind of kick at him. You feel the clinging claws of Trix.
I do think he might actually, as he spins and rolls, I think he might take out the dagger and stab him in the leg. You know what I mean? Like, to try to... he's not trying to kill him by any means, but I do think it'd be
you hear... People around you are kind of just turn to look, and you just like...
As I start running 30 feet away a different way, I'll make his same yell, continuing to go 30 feet away from me with minor illusion. Just as I cut down the other path.
Awesome. All right, you continue running through the crowd, pushing your way through people. Eventually you get away from the commotion, slow down a little bit, pull your cloak up tight, and there you see a beautiful fey creature. You see an Eladrin, sitting by herself, kind of aloof, watching the crowd.
I don't think I would know what an Eladrin is. They're super rare, right?
In which case, you're even further away.
Yeah.
That's not an elf.
That's
What
right.
the heck?
I'll look at her watching the people and be like, Trixie, darling, I think I found exactly what we need.
It's like, that didn't work out so well the last time.
I'm like, no, not that. Don't be foolish. Hold on. I will rush up to her quickly.
Would you like to describe Enid quickly?
Sure, yeah. I am faintly green. I kind of shimmer green a little bit. I just look like sheer magic. Like, I don't have pupils. Like, my eyes are nothing but like a bright color. My hair is long and flowing, has some braids. I just look like I came from like a fey forest.
All right, and you see her. She's kind of sitting, hand folded. Any expression, you think?
I think it being in the spring season, I'm always just kind of happy-go-lucky.
And that's what you see.
Okay.
Like, I know I should be sad about losing 2 jobs in a day, but I also don't really know the value.
I will come up. You're sitting on the bench. Mm-hmm. I will come up, go down on one knee, and be like, "Young miss," and I'll take both of your hands in mine.
Hello.
Like most people spend all of their lives looking down, never looking up, and when the moment comes upon them for action and greatness, they let it pass them by. But I tell you now, this is your moment to do something, to help someone. I ask you, pleading, will you help me?
Oh, yes. I'd do anything. You seem so nice, yes.
Like, wonderful. Girl, wonderful. I need you to stand up if you would.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to put my arm around you, but trust me, it will go no further.
I probably don't even get what you mean.
I'm constantly looking over
You
my
look back
shoulder.
and you see the man who previously had the two scimitars drawn. They're now in, and he's got his hands on both, and he's kind of scanning for you.
Okay, I need you to continue to giggle. Come, bring your face very close to mine. Yes, beautiful. Are you an actress of some sort?
Oh, no.
You're doing a wonderful job. By the way, while we're walking, continuing, I will actually, again, as we're going to try to make a turn 30 feet away, I'll be like, I think they've seen me, in my own voice that way as we try to turn. Down
And as you do, you see the one and he looks away and makes eyes with someone that you don't see in the crowd and starts stalking off that way.
Can I make a perception check to see if I see that he's looking behind? And
I think that would be an insight.
an insight?
Make an insight.
I'm okay with you not even roll. I think I'm being clearly, openly
Weird.
Yeah, by the way, that will be the rule going forward. And for those of you watching, anytime you're going to roll to see something about a player, you guys can first decide if you want it to auto-succeed.
Okay.
Or you can decide if both players are not on board, say you want a pickpocket from someone. If Sean was like, yeah, I don't want to be pickpocketed, he can just say no and there's no roll or anything. Or you can agree to leave it to a roll. So there's 3 outcomes, if any, somewhat contentious situation. But in this case, you can just notice that he's being very fidgety and kind of looking around.
I would keep smiling and be like, who are the men that you're running from?
I'm like, oh, well, my sweet, majestic darling. I'm not fully sure, but they're after me, probably for some pay. You see, there are many people after me. I think just based on who I am, could be how I look, could be other reasons. In fact, I'm sure it's other reasons. By the way, what is your name?
Oh, I'm Enid.
Enid. Does that mean purity, by the way?
Oh, I have no idea. It could. Do you think that it does?
I think in some language it does. If I were to choose another name, I would choose purity. Though, admittingly, it might be a bit ironic.
Do you know many languages?
I know a few. What about yourself? I'm so sorry, and I don't mean to pry. Feel free to tell me no. I'm not quite sure what you are. You have the beauty of an elf, but at the same time, you smell like dew on the spring grass.
Yep.
Thank you.
Oh, well, I'm what they would call an Eladrin.
You don't say.
Yes, I'm not from this plane, actually.
You don't say.
Yes, do you think that's interesting?
I think that's completely fascinating.
I can tell you more.
Please, what plane do you come from?
Oh, the Feywild.
The Feywild, I would have guessed Mount Celestia, but I understand the Feywild natural magic.
I know some magic. Sometimes it doesn't go the way I want it to, but I still know some.
I'm going to give you a bit of advice because you're helping me. 2 points, in fact. Never point out your flaws because people will always look at them that way. And 2, you might start believing them yourself. 2, is Enid your given true name?
Yes.
Come up with another one. Never tell it to a stranger.
Lydia, roll a d10. As you realize he's very quickly guiding you south towards the end of the market, and as you all turn, you hear bleeding. You're like, meh, meh, and you can see that traffic is slowing as a big herd of goats is cutting across your path. You just see, the shepherd boy with his switch kind of keeping them all in line. He's got a shepherd dog next to him, and they're sort of just cutting a path through the middle of the market, heading to wherever they're going, and you sort of hit this standstill. Whistler, you look back and you can't see the men.
Well, if fortune favors us, we may have lost those ruffians. Now when you say you could do magic, would any of that be, let's say, defensive?
Yeah, some of it I can use for protection sometimes, if that's necessary. I mean, I don't want to, cause any fights.
Oh, no, but if one came upon you, let's say, hypothetically, could you light somebody on fire?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Fortune has truly favored me today, not just with the beauty, but somebody as qualified as you, my savior.
Thank you.
Now, should these ruffians come upon us, it might be necessary for us to be a bit defensive. Not only are they going to take me away to what is most certainly a terrible fate, they might kill you. I don't mean to alarm you, but I also do want you to be ready. They don't like witnesses, I'm afraid.
Oh, I understand.
Do you?
All right, you all continue working your way south, towards the docks, in fact. What do the two of you do? The bar fight comes to an end. The two of you are sitting there, bruised, beaten. How do you feel? Was it enjoyable? Was it fun? Did you hate it?
I think it was enjoyable.
That was an experience.
Definitely an experience.
Holding your fucking face.
In fact, you bought a cut of meat from the barkeep, and you're just holding like a big slab of meat.
Two more shots maybe for each of us.
Check his purse real quick.
I think. Yeah.
On me.
Of course. I mean, not of course, but yes.
2 shots, please.
The bartender's like, all right, but you've got to drink them outside on the front stoop.
What's so bad about in here? This is the finest establishment, you said.
It was, until you and your ilk did what you do every night. The Song of the Sea.
What?
You know the Song of the Sea?
Hear it every night. It usually starts with a fuck you and returns with a no fuck you.
That is not the same song with the sea.
Oh, well, it's the only one I know.
Well, that's quite disappointing.
Yuma.
He's like, yeah, do have a sense of humor, thank you. See ya.
Well, I guess we take these outside.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not welcome here.
He'll walk outside with his shot glass.
You all get outside, you feel a cool breeze. It's, I think, early fall right now. Clear sky, stars twinkling above. Oddly, they're not as visible as they normally are for you all at sea because the city is glistening with light as the shining jewel that it is.
Hydarian, what say we take these 2 shots?
I wasn't planning on holding it.
Well, and after, seeing as we're all bloody already, maybe we get on the ship, move it down a little bit along the line, and maybe we come back and say it went missing.
Are we about to scuttle the ship?
We could just call it a prank for now.
What happens if they're back already?
We're back to do our work. It was just a little prank then. Come on.
Alright, let's do it. I think he put the shot glass in his
Hydarian,
pack.
can I call you Heidi?
Does that mean anything in particular?
I don't know, it's just easier.
If it suits you, Nami, that's fine by me.
Yes.
I'll give the inspiration.
Yeah,
For one, prank scuttling.
Two, trying to call him Heidi. So, what port should we put the ship into? There are many open piers.
Well, I happen to know, like, with part of my background, I think I kind of like know people around here that I would need
I
to
think
like
so.
have made the connections with.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
I've got a friend who used to work on my first ship, still lives in Waterdeep. Maybe we could give her a visit. She could keep this secure for us.
Okay. Can we put it next to any really smelly and unpleasant ships?
Do they need to be smelly?
I mean, it would be rather unpleasant for them to come back to a ship smelling.
All right, you prankster.
Which is a good one, yeah.
you all make your way back towards the ship. It is nobody's returned by any means. You do see a kind of drunk ambling on the docks. Just kind of pushes past you guys like, yeah, I was just gonna. Is that your boat?
Yes.
Kind of. He's staring at you, but clearly cross-eyed.
Yep, he's my captain.
Oh.
Can't you tell?
Yep. You looking for a skilled sailor?
Maybe.
How skilled?
How do you want me to measure it?
Never mind. I think we'll be. It's a small vessel.
It's like, small vessels, my specialty. It's the short keel. You take them upriver if you need to. Been as far as El Terrell in a seafaring ship.
Yep.
Vessel. Boat.
Love it.
Is he hired?
I don't have any jobs to give him.
We can literally just leave him on the ship. He can do our jobs.
Yep, you hired.
Good. I was looking for work. Torville.
Nami. Pleasure.
Captain Hadarian.
Captain.
Yep, definitely my captain.
Alright. You, some kind of elf or something?
Yep, definitely an elf.
Alright.
Yes.
Me too.
Both elves.
What do you want me to do, Captain? Ready.
Well, first we have to move the ship, and then I want you to scrub all the barnacles off the bottom of the ship, and then the decks need to be swabbed so that I can see my face in them.
That sounds like cabin boy work.
Well, you gotta start from the
True
bottom.
sailor.
There are three of us. I'm the captain, first mate, everything else. You'll be paid well, don't worry.
Alright.
Until we get more
Alright.
on our ship, and then
Oh, alright.
tell you what, maybe just sit here on the ship, get your bearings, warm a little.
Okay.
But when you're feeling better, those things need to be done.
Got it. Captain.
Yep, see your face.
Got it.
Alright.
He kind of stumbles on, sits down, head between his knees, staring down at the deck.
Worst bosun ever.
I think we moved the ship down a little.
Alright, sweet.
One more.
You guys just like kind of undo the mooring. And, you know, I don't think you get to be on the helm often, but your former captain certainly let you. So it's been a while, but you know exactly what to do. You know, it's a single mast. Well, I think it's twin mast, so it's pretty maneuverable when it catches wind. It can get going pretty good. You, however, have something special. We're gonna go through a flashback. It is your former captain's Silvertooth herself. She's retiring. And you and her are sitting on some rocks as the waves are kind of splashing up and the sea spray. She looks at you, lines in her face. She's aged, but beautiful in that way. Silver hair. And she kind of looks at you and says, Nami, not many have lived a life like mine and can safely retire. You know, I'd give her to you, the ship, if I could.
Elysiana?
Yes, she was a fine vessel, but, well, my life is inextricably tied to hers, and I'll have to sell her for my own retirement. You understand. The dog is dreaming. I know.
God.
But know this.
You alright?
It's my stomach. Definitely not the... She's got a dog asleep beside her, content. Maisie's chasing animals in her dreams right now. I don't know if you guys could hear it.
Where is she?
She's over there under the table, I think. Anyways, she says, where was I? Not a lot of people get the opportunity to hang it up like I am, and I'm very thankful for that. It was a pleasure these last few years. Really was. I know you'll go on to great things. I have a little something for you. It's not much. And she reaches into a bag that she brought, unties the clasp, kind of slowly, purposefully, pulls it open, and pulls out a thin gray cloth. It's kind of shiny, shimmers a little bit in the sunlight. And she hands it to you and says, I know it's not much. Let me remember what it's called. There we go. She says, this is called a mitsu. They're used to be much more common, but not so much anymore. The elves make them. It's a sail. You'll always catch wind, even when there's none.
That's
Someday,
incredible.
when you own your own boat, you can hoist that sail. You'll never be caught in a jam. It's just one sail, you understand. It won't take you anywhere with great speed, but at the very least, you won't ever be stuck.
Like that one time. Remember, I had to jump off the ship, give it a little push, as if it did anything.
You were eager. I remember that.
I was only 10.
And you come back and you kind of look in your bag and you can see that shimmery gray and just kind of fold it back up as Hydarian is pulling the arms to kind of angle the sails to catch the breeze, drops them down to about a quarter so you don't go too fast and smash into the docks. And you deftly have the boat kind of catch wind, float backwards. The sailor kind of looks up, he's like, oh, you gonna wanna angle that? Yeah, there you go. And it was good advice. You're like, oh, I actually do need to do that. Despite the drunkenness, it seems somewhat capable. Turn the ship. You head down about 20 dock spaces. Pull it in. In fact, you pull it in behind a huge galleon, so it would be hard to see from where it's at. And you guys are snickering, I think. Like, you just can't help it. It's that, that we're getting away with something kind of hilarity. You're like, as you're steering the wheel.
Darren, do you remember where the paint is?
I assume below deck.
I feel like we saw it last time.
What are you thinking, Nami?
I have an idea.
We can't paint a boat in a night.
Not the whole ship, but just the name.
Are we about to rename a boat?
We're reclaiming the boat.
Alright. What are we gonna name it then?
I've got an even better idea. I'll ask the dude on the boat to paint it while we're doing our thing.
He's like, sorry, you want me to paint a new name on the side?
Yeah.
Sure, can do that. You got a name in mind, or you gonna let old Torval pick?
How about the Doe's Den?
The Doe's Den. The Does make dens. Sure, yeah, works for me.
It would be dumb to go around with Poet's Pen, seeing as there was another ship called the Poet's Pen that didn't belong to us, but this one definitely belongs to us.
Got it, kind of like a play. Is that good with you, Captain?
Aye, snap to it.
Aye. Snap to it, alright. No. Leans over, grabs the paintbrush, takes a rope and kind of ties it around, like just underneath his butt, and it walks down the side with some degree of certainty. You guys are like, he's gonna fall and kill himself, but he doesn't. You all are standing there for a moment, arms crossed, and you hear a commotion. You hear men screaming, "Get back here!" kind of in the distance. There's a general din of Waterdeep, so at first you don't think anything of it until you look up and you see two figures, hand in hand, running down the stone steps, looking backwards. The two of you have made it to the docks where you're undoubtedly going to be cornered. Down below, you see a small vessel, a man hanging off the side with a paintbrush, and two figures kind of looking up at you. Besides that, there's stevedores at work on some of the other vessels around. You see fishmongers, and you see people, pulling big hand carts, I guess, loaded with ice and fish.
How far down is the ship?
Probably about 120 feet.
Okay.
Sweet Enid, my pure summer blossom. I'm afraid we're going to get cornered, and though I believe that you're a practitioner of magic and I'm fairly alright with the sword and some others, I think we'll need a little bit of help, and I think those two over there might be willing.
Okay, yeah.
You're so agreeable. Yes, you have the heart for adventure, I can tell.
Oh, yes. Do you think I'd be good at it?
Oh, without a doubt.
Okay, let's go talk to them.
You all sort of look up. You can see them both sort of just running at almost breakneck speed, sometimes leaping 2 stairs at a time, rushing down. You see them looking at you all, hear them talking. You don't necessarily make out the words. And then you see up at the top of this what do they call that? But switchback stairs. Up at the top, you see a man kind of hit a corner, and he's like, "They're over here!" And you see him draw a blade, and he starts descending as well, and he's grinning.
Shalessi?
So let's see. It seems we might have to get out of here quickly. Who? Do you think they're after us?
Well, we are still on a ship.
It's all right. We'll put out. We have a new name now. It's our ship.
Dozden?
Dozden is ours.
You're my captain?
Of course.
Yep.
Right now, it's the Doze Pin, but I'm getting there. And moments later, you see the two of them hit the bottom landing and come rushing towards the ship.
You need work?
I'm afraid we're in need of a bit of help. You see these humans,
Yep, you need work?
I see what you're
On a
aiming
ship?
at. Absolutely.
That's our ship.
Your ship, I would never question it. By the gods, what are you? You look like a statue of a sea god.
I'm your captain. Climb aboard and get to work.
Absolutely. As I'm climbing aboard, I think to my shoulder, I'll be like, I think our fortunes have changed, darling.
I think his fins are swelling.
I'll be like, we can help.
All right, you all come aboard, and you see 3, then 4 men walking down the stairs somewhat slowly. One of them's like, "All right, Whistler, or is it Bast? You're cornered now." And we're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a few minutes. I hope you all will join us. You guys having fun so far?
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Good. All right, we'll be right back in about 10 minutes. All right, everybody, welcome back. Thanks for sticking out the break with us. Just a couple of pieces of housekeeping here real quick before we go. As you know, this is the kickoff of our brand new Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign. You can find that on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/CastleMac. What do you got? What do you got going on right now?
I got a hand around my shoulder and Raven threw daggers into Coach.
We got some real intermingling weirdness right now. Some shipping, some character shipping.
Cuddle all the time.
Yeah, this is... Yeah. Don't
This
have
is
that.
the shield wall.
Michael Strahd. Where was I? YouTube.com/C/CastleMag. You can watch all of our previous campaigns. They all kind of thread together, but we kind of wrapped everything up. You can find us on iTunes, the podcast. This will be mixed down, so you can listen to it that way if you would prefer. We would love for you to join our Discord. Speaking of which, we do a monthly subscriber drawing for our Discord to get a little special box. It's like a care package. So would you like to talk about that just briefly?
Yeah, so our first winner was Zombie Knight, and his package went out a little late because we were on vacation, and the mail is slow in California, so it's coming. I don't think it's gotten there yet, but it'll hopefully be there after the holiday. But anyways, I just handcraft a little gift for you. I'll pick something out.
Everybody throws in. It's a team effort. Coach painted a miniature, I think. Did you make it for that one?
Not for the last one because it was. But
Narrator, he had not.
did not, in fact.
So to get that, we would love for you to join our Discord. And that drawing is specifically for our Twitch subscribers who link their Discord accounts. Pretty easy to do.
It just makes it so it's easy to do the die roll, count who won. It's just easier.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. What you got?
That camera keeps going in and out color-wise, like it's like flashing.
I'm not
It's
sure
not doing
much
enough.
I
I'm
can do
talking
right
about
now. But so Discord would love to have you join us there for that. Finally, I will mention the bits you probably saw earlier. Our good friend Shogun and also Devin hooked us up with Divine Inspiration. What that is every 500 bits, the players get a Divine Inspiration die. It represents the gods just subtly guiding their actions. And this die can be used to reroll any one die of theirs or force me to reroll any one die. So it's a way that you can interact with the game and support us in all that we do. So,
question about rerolls.
that was interesting.
That was interesting. Question about rerolls. Can I possibly use that on a wild magic search if I'm about to go?
I think so.
A D20 roll, I think.
Yeah.
I'm good with a D20
I'm pretty flexible
roll.
on it, yeah.
I'm just
Because
trying
it's
to
a D20, right?
It is, yeah. I'm just trying to avoid, dying in a fireball.
Okay, before we jump right back in, everybody having a good time so far?
I'm loving it.
Love the characters, love
I
them
love
all.
every single one of
Lace.
y'all's characters. I love these cuts, the NPCs, the names. I know you got those names
Nice.
ready.
I'm ready this time. I actually stole
Taurus.
a cue from my friend Luke, and I made it say Dramatis Personae, and I have a list of all the NPCs that I can share, and actually I can make those public. You guys can track all the NPCs that I'm using just in a Google spreadsheet. Getting a little organized for this. Stephen DM 2.0 right now.
Do we want to
Fast
announce
cuts and
who won?
NPCs. Yeah, go ahead. You want to announce who won? I jumped right past that. didn't
Yeah,
I?
you did. So, this month, it's So Maddie Games. It's Maddie.
Nice.
Yay!
Maddie, our buddy Maddie.
Everybody's buddy, man.
Everyone's
That is
buddy.
everybody's buddy.
Maddie, I'm gonna send you a message in Discord so you can give me your address or the address that you want a package sent to.
P.O. Box.
P.O. Box
fine.
would be safer with lid, trust me.
Look,
Okay.
it's doing it. It's doing it.
It's auto white balance, I think, probably. Anyways, I'm not gonna fix it right now, I'll be alright. Here we go. Jumping right back in. Can I have everybody roll initiative?
Oh my god, yes.
Niche.
I gotta memorize a new initiative
10.
modifier now.
No.
It's 10.
Okay, let's go round the horn. Nami.
2.
Enid.
14.
Whistler.
That'd be a 7 from me.
Dog.
4. Hydarian.
21.
Ooh, show off.
Fancy, so fancy.
Kicked in.
Okay, Hydarian, you see these two people running towards you. You've had a little bit of an exchange of words as they're just getting to the gangplank. Behind them, just about a dash's worth away of being right here, you can see these 4 ruffians approaching with some speed. So Maddie Games just joined us. Congratulations,
Oh,
Hydarian.
congrats, Maddie.
Thank you.
I think Hydarian would walk to the edge and kind of say, hurry up! Hurry up! And just kind of have his crossbow at the ready, kind of, if any trouble were to befall his new shipmates, but he would hold his action until then.
All right, you can go ahead and move your dude as you'd like. And what is the triggering condition for you holding your action?
If they were to be adjacent to his shipmates.
Okay, works for me. Speaking of which, these front 2 men come racing along, get to about right there, and they're shouting up to you now, and they're grinning. They look like they're enjoying the thrill of this hunt. And he's like, "If I was you, boy, I wouldn't harbor them. We've got them picked out for us."
That's rather unfortunate for you.
All right, Enid, it's your turn.
So we're running up the steps right
Running
now.
up the steps. You can.
They are on the ship already?
Everything's where they are.
Okay. And
I got you.
no, I want to stay next to you. Is the ship,
Oh my god.
how far away would you say it is from there to the ship?
Exactly as you see it.
Tight.
Is that a...
This is accurate.
It's right up against it.
This is accurate. Yes. There's a gangplank
I got
right
it.
here.
I got it. I would like to do my Misty Step,
Okay.
but in summer I'm gonna teleport Sean onto the ship.
Okay. Whistler, you suddenly see a black void and then get your bearings and realize you are on the ship. And where would you put him? 30 feet?
So
No. Where would you put him within 30 feet?
15,
As far as I can get him back.
25, 30.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And what would you like to do with that? Was a bonus action.
It
Still
was,
got
yeah.
your move and action.
I would like to run and try to jump onto the ship.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. No problem.
I'm looking up a spell real quick.
You get to right there with 30. And you have an action.
Can I hold a spell for if
You
a cantrip for if somebody isn't within range?
What cantrip?
Firebolt.
They're in range now.
That's true. Okay.
So if you're holding for another triggering condition,
No.
do your thing.
I wasn't thinking about that. Okay, so I'm gonna try to hit the one closest with the firebolt.
Okay.
Got him. 14
That
plus
is
5.
a hit.
And a firebolt is a d10.
D10, yes.
1 damage.
Nice! Standard. Okay, he's sort of running along, and you all see her come running up to the ship, kind of hops aboard, and as she does, just, and her ears kind of fold back a little bit, her eyes glow red just for a moment as a firebolt shoots out, and he kind of rolls with it a little bit, hits his shoulder, you see the leather armor kind of smoldering and singed, and it's sort of like, ah! Alright, with that, the second set of ruffians, if I can remember where I put them, right here, come rushing up behind them. You see each of them pulling out a hand crossbow in their left hand and kind of pointing it up, and having now been attacked, seem like they look at each other for a second and then kind of grin, and one takes a shot at you, Mr. Coach. Hydarian, does a 16 get you?
This does.
Okay. Get on my dice. Hydarian, you take 5 points of damage as a crossbow bolt just right into you. And the other one takes a shot at you, Enid. Does a 15 get you? Mm-hmm. All right. Take 4 points of damage. You hit one with the firebolt and then look down, and these guys are running. I mean, with some proficiency too. They're kind of running, and then they kind of kneel, take the shot, continue running. Nami.
It's probably safe to say that some water has like occasionally splashed up on this thing.
Yeah, there's water. There's a little bit of wet, a little bit of puddle. Yeah, there's some puddle action.
I will use shape water to shape a 5-foot thing of water, like in between them,
Okay.
into ice.
Okay, I can dig that for
Try and
sure.
make it slick.
Mm-hmm. I'll make one of them make a dex check normal and one with advantage,
Okay.
since it's 5 feet. Yeah, they don't even notice it. You just kind of shred it. You see it crystallize. You can hear the cracking because you know you're looking for it. Whistler.
Okay, I am going to, after seeing her take a hit, and I'll be like, Vic, Enid, my petal, don't worry. I'm like, and I cast Healing Word.
Love it.
So, you get back 6.
Cool. Thank you.
Cool.
I think with that, I will, well, I'll certainly draw my rapier, but then I will, for my action, take the dodge action.
Okay. Cool. Works for me. Hydarian, it is your turn.
It's time to shove off. We do not need these men in our lives. Nami, get us out of here.
And at that, I think he'd take a shot at the one who ended up shooting him.
Okay. That would be this guy.
That boy. He got 19.
Yeah, that'll do.
Crossbow is 8. For 8 damage.
Okay.
That would have killed me.
He kind of leans up, looking pretty good. It's a light crossbow.
Just cross. Oh yeah, there's light crossbow.
Yeah. You kind of take aim. He kind of stumbles for a second, holding his wound. Just you see blood pouring through his fingers. Looking rough. Anything else?
That's about all I got.
These guys in the front dash and he falls flat on his face. The next guy I'm giving advantage. He kind of sees that happen, slips a little bit, but keeps going. Gets about right there. This guy spins half his move getting up and then dashes, gets to about here. Sort of looking back. What the hell? Enid.
I am going to take a few steps back. And then I am going to hit that one with a Chaos Bolt.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay. So roll to hit.
Woo!
That is going to be chaotic.
Okay, let's roll your wild magic. You want to do that after you roll or before?
Crit.
I don't know when it's supposed to
Hit.
happen. I don't remember the rules well enough.
A wild magic surge.
Yeah.
I can choose to do it, and it says that I do it once per turn. The DM can have you roll a d20.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna. I'm rolling a 20. Yes. Roll that wild magic surge.
Okay.
Oh boy.
A 12.
But you're good. Because you have to roll the spell level, right?
yeah, below.
You have to roll below the spell level on a d20 in order to then have the magic
Okay,
surge.
perfect. But so my damage for a Chaos Bolt is 2d8 plus 1d6 damage.
So you're gonna
and
roll
then
4d8, 2d6,
Okay.
and then one of the d8s dictates the type of damage it is.
You get to choose, but if you get 2 of the same, it jumps to another person.
Jumps to another person. That's right.
On the d8s, though.
Okay.
it doesn't jump, but that's a heck of a lot of damage. What kind of damage do you want it to be? You got a 2, 3, 8, 6.
There's
2, 3, 6, 8.
How do I choose?
You can
Just
pick whatever
there's a
one you
list of
want.
them there.
Yeah, okay. I would like it to be fire damage.
Okay. You all
No. I would like it to be ice damage or cold damage. I want to set the boat on fire.
That's good. Good point. You all feel the heat drain from your skin, and you look back at her like, what? And you see her, she's actually levitating about 3 inches off the ground, just, she puts her hands together, her whole body flashes blue, and this bolt connects her to that man, and he's just like, you see his beard frost, and his skin turn blue, and then he just shatters into a million bits of ice. There's absolutely nothing left of the body. Anything else, Lydia? Mm-mm. Hydarian. Wait, I'm going the wrong way.
I mean, I'll pick
Enemy too. Let's do them first.
Slip.
Yeah, you're right. He will roll it. He's good, and this guy's like, yeah, no. And they both, again, actually they have their swords drawn. They stick their swords away, take their light crossbows, both try to take shots. The first one will be on you, Hydarian. Does a 14 get you?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, really? What kind of armor you got?
Leather.
Leather armor ain't doing nothing for you. 3 damage, sir. And Whistler.
I dodged.
Oh, yep, you're right, you did. Nope. Another one comes kind of whizzing by you. And you're sort of, you see it, you hear it in the wood of the aft castle, whatever that's called, the cabin. Nami.
I'm gonna try and sail the ship away.
Sweet. All right. What kind of roll do you think that would be?
By the way, that was 30 damage I did. I just wanted
30?
to do it.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good at level 1. I'm not sure what roll it would be.
Performance? No.
Just straight up intelligence.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do straight up intelligence. I'll give you advantage on it, though. This is like a thing. You know what? No, intelligence, but with your proficiency bonus added. So +4 on your roll.
Not
Advantage, but a +4 on your roll. 12? Okay. I mean, you know what to do. You're kind of like, you have to kind of run down to change where the sails are a little bit. So it's kind of like your full turn to do it, but you do feel the boat kind of starting to lurch backwards a little bit. Starts to pick up some speed. We'll even do. It's got to pick up some momentum, though. Whistler.
Okay. I will, for my action, continue to take the dodge action, and with my bonus action, like, my beautiful, sweet statue of the sea. Like, knock them down immediately. I know you can. You have a bardic inspiration.
So, do you know how about having
So you get to add a d6 within the next 10 minutes.
have your little
I can't.
2, you can add it to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. You can see the initial roll, but before it determines the outcome, you need to decide that.
I don't know where my bardic inspiration
to
tokens
the
are.
death
That's a
save
bummer.
I'm about to have to take.
Here you go. You can add that after a roll, just like Sean probably just explained that I didn't hear. Speaking of which, Hydarian, it is your turn.
All right. Well, he'll run over this way. Is it an interact to kick a gangplank into the water?
Absolutely. Yeah, kick it over the side. It tumbles to the side.
And then he'll take another shot at wounded boy over
The
here.
one you already hit with the
Yeah.
bolt, that was this guy.
Ah, that one then.
Yep, and you have a clean shot.
So that'll be a 12.
That is a hit.
Good old bardic inspiration.
Bardic inspiration saved you.
Actually, that was a 14.
That's higher, yeah.
That is a 5 damage.
Okay. The other one, he's already holding the first one, kind of running up, just right into his neck. He kind of stops for a second, and he actually drops to his 2 knees and kind of just falls backwards, and his body tumbles off the side into the water. He is dead. All right, this fella. seeing that the boat is pulling out, he's gonna make a jump for it. It's not that big of a gap, and he had a running start. He runs and lands, kind of knocks himself prone, but is able to pull himself up, and that's his whole turn there.
Yeah, okay.
Just sort of... What?
Sentinel?
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Enid, your turn. You sort of just now hit the ground again. Your skin is warm, like it's quickly cooling.
I'm gonna run up and touch him with a shocking grasp,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna run away.
4. He's in leather, so no advantage.
11 plus 5.
That is a hit, yes.
And shocking grasp is a
D8.
8.
He's made out of metal, right?
Yeah.
He's just a metal man.
So it's a 5, and then I'm gonna back the fuck up.
Okay, and yeah, you see her run. She pushes past you. No. You got 2 squares left.
Oh, did I? I'm sorry.
You got 6 squares of movement. Maybe right there. She rushes past you, Whistler, and, runs in, and with some degree of... It's certainly not practiced, but she just sort of, calls upon it from somewhere, like she's grabbing it from around her. And he's just... Ah! And then she backs up.
Oh my.
Enemy 2. He gets to about the top of the stairs, takes aim, and you know what, Coach? Why don't you roll me a d6? You're a 1 through 4. A 5 is Lid, and a 6 is Sean, because you are in the way.
It's me.
It's you.
I'm a dad.
I ain't mad.
What's your armor class?
13.
That is a miss. He takes a shot at you. You kind of duck, and it kind of bolts past you. Enid also ducks. You hear it kind of whistle by your ear. And with that, Nami, it is your turn. You can roll now with advantage because you have caught the wind. You are free of your moorings.
I'm going to do that, and I'm going to be singing a song.
Yes.
Favorici on the CC, can't you see? Favorici. 11 plus.
Plus 4, right?
Yeah.
Because it's your intelligence mod plus
Yeah.
your... Yeah, you're doing it fine. In fact, it scrapes a little bit, but you kind of recover it. Get about right there.
That song was for you.
As you start pulling away from the dock. Whistler, it is your turn.
I will look up and be like, "Oh, Captain, my captain, it's a bit pitchy, but keep at it, and I'll give you a bardic inspiration."
Nice. Here, you want me to use these blue
D4, what do I do?
D6s?
I want to take my inspiration and inspire Raven for that
Oh,
song.
I already have one.
She's
Okay,
already
though.
inspired,
Okay,
though.
never mind.
That's so nice of you, though.
I will step here with my action. I will be like, actually, no, because I want to use it. From there, I'll be like, you shouldn't have taken this job. Now you're going to die on a ship. Wisdom save, please.
Yep.
DC 13. Oh, yeah.
He grins at you and he's like, "Oh, they're gonna keep coming for you." Hydarian, it is your turn.
Oh boy. I don't have much I can do I? I guess we're just gonna continue to try and shoot this man right next to me with the crossbow.
Okay.
Disadvantage. Yep.
Yes, sir. You got no sword or anything?
I do, but it's not out.
Well,
It's an interact.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you can drop.
Yeah, you can either drop or you can hold the crossbow in one hand. So you can hold
Even
it
if
in
it's
left
two-handed?
hand. You won't be able to use it while you're holding it in one hand, but you can hold it.
We'll use that shorty sword then. Draw a short sword and yeah, how's a 19?
That'll do.
Is our friend still on the side of the ship?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that.
Four more damage.
Yeah.
4 damage on him.
4 damage, alright. He's kind of, he's getting into a defensive position. You slash at him. He's got a short sword as well. Kind of clangs on it. You push it into him and kind of dig into the leather armor a little bit before he pushes himself free. And on his turn, he will, in fact, step right here, grinning. And Lydia, would you please roll me a D8? You're 1 through 3. You're 4 through 6. Sean's a 7 or 8. He is the merchandise.
Sorry.
But he's mad. He is mad at that. And he comes at you, Whistler. and does in fact hit you for 5 points of damage. Grinning the whole time, spittle in his beard, blood, kind of grinning, and you can see blood between his teeth. Comes at you with his short sword. You stick your arm up and it just hacks into your forearm, and you sort of scream. It digs a little bit into your shirt, tears it open a little more.
I think he curses in Infernal, so it's just like...
Anybody speak Infernal?
Is it close to primordial?
No.
Okay.
Enid, it is your turn, though. You just saw your new friend get slashed.
I'd be like, oh my gosh, that, I'm so sorry, that looks like it really hurts.
Thank you for the subscribe, Quinn. That will earn everybody one more divine reroll. Use them up, everybody.
Oh, thank you, Quinn. He's right next to me.
Yes.
I'm gonna do another shocking grasp.
Shock it up. Shock up the jam.
7 plus 5.
No. Wait, 7 plus 5?
Yeah, I rolled a 7.
Yes, 7 plus 5 is a hit. From here, it looked like a 2.
No.
You said it,
These
but I
aren't
was still
coaches,
processing.
guys.
Yeah, I can actually somewhat read those at range. Yes, that is a hit.
And it's an 8, a D8, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it's a 6,
Okay.
and now I'm gonna 5, 10,
Wait, is that
15,
chunk?
20. No.
Yeah, again, he's just... Gets zapped, and like his hair is now kind of standing up, and he's smoking a little bit. This fella, on the other hand... Man, he's doing it. He takes the leap. He takes a running leap. Oh my god. He jumps, grabs the side, and is hanging from the side right now.
Shouldn't have done that.
So here, we're gonna do that. He is hanging there on his turn. And now you hear Torval, like, I'm sorry, were you all aware? Never mind. And Nami, as you act, you hear a and you see his hands release. And you look down, and Torval has a dagger stuck in his side, and he just takes it, wipes it off, sticks it in his teeth, back over.
Torval? Just got yourself a promotion.
Nami, it is your turn. Once more unto the breach. Sail away, sail away. All right, roll me with advantage. You've got your bardic inspiration if you'd like to use it.
How do I even use it?
You roll it after. See how you roll.
13 plus 6 plus whatever. I'll save it.
Yeah, save it. It only lasts 10 minutes though, so you're at the end of the fight. Go ahead, we'll add it in, and you're feeling it. And in fact, the breeze picks up, your hair gets kind of lifted, close your eyes a little bit as the ship is at your beck and call. Feel yourself connected. You can feel the rudder moving with every turn, and you pull the ship completely away from the dock, angle out towards the great gate of the Waterdeep harbor and beyond the ocean.
And what?
Whistler, it's your turn. As this man is standing smoking, just burns all over the place, realizing there's no one with him and still just like, come on, what you got?
I would like you to make another wisdom saving throw, please, as I start. And I'm like,
That is a fail.
Dissonant whispers are all over him as I reach a hand out. And I mean, it looks a little bit more devilish now. It's just,
He's staring in your eyes, and his confidence drains. He's like, "Let you? No! And you can roll it if you like, but he grabs his head, falls to his knees. Ah! You see blood pour out of both of his nostrils, and his body hits the ground. We're out of initiative.
I'll put one stab into him with the rapier and look at Hydarian, smiling. King to me, I'm afraid.
And with that, you all watch as Nami, with the assistance of Hydarian on the sails, expertly navigates the small vessel right towards the huge gate of Waterdeep. You can see towers overlooking the approach. You can see other ships. As you pass, you can see someone, maybe a keymaster, whatever they're called. He's kind of looking over the edge. He's like, I say there, poet spin, you're not scheduled for departure for 3 more days.
Dozed in.
It's like,
Departing now?
it's sort of like you kind of pass by and he's just looking down at you guys with his arms up like this. And moments later, Waterdeep Harbor is behind you.
I'll take a moment with Enid and, just put, right under her chin, you were magnificent, Enid.
I've never done that. I've never had to do that to a person. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry I made a mess on your boat. Is this your boat?
Not. Yes, it is our boat.
Seems newly acquired. Are you the captain?
He's the captain?
Surprising, but I suppose I understand.
A captain knows when to delegate the tasks. Nami here is obviously a much more accomplished helmsman or woman.
Wonderful, truly. I don't know that I've ever seen anybody, man a ship isn't quite the word for it. Genie a ship, the way you did.
Well, the decks do need to be washed. 'Tis a slipping hazard.
And, we might need a new name for the ship.
Your voice like, are we on a stolen boat? You all hear it, but pretty faintly. Like, what the
It would appear so. But better than the alternative, I think.
I, for one, love it.
Sure you do.
Possession is 9/9 of the law and all that.
It's a common saying, though, it does change from principality to principality. I know a bit of the laws. Lucky for you.
Seem to have a run-in with it back there.
That was not the law. Don't ever think that those disgusting ruffians represent any sort of law at all.
Yes, well,
I've committed so few crimes.
Me too.
if you're going to be on our ship,
Oh, thanks, Maddie.
would you mind informing us to why they were pursuing you so lustfully?
If I'm being completely honest, I'm not quite sure why these ones were or who paid them, though I am a bit of a hot commodity, not just for my music, which I played deftly well. A few people have a price on my head.
For
Well, nothing that I've done with the exception of being born, but I have some connections to the criminal world. I didn't choose them. Some are after that, others are enemies. I'll be honest, amongst new friends, I do descend from nobility. I am a prince. I've abdicated the throne to my younger sister, Sorsha.
I think Enid has stepped back from this conversation and has realized, what are these people?
Smiling, and as the conversation's going, your smile just fades, and you're like, oh shit. What have I done?
Am I in a gang?
Not even these are bad people. What is he? What is she? They're blue.
As Whistler finishes up that thought, his imp becomes visible on his shoulders. This is what he looks like. He's got little wings folded around and a little scorpion tail kind of hanging up. And he looks like this. He's about maybe a foot tall.
So cute.
And he speaks to you all. He kind of puts his little claws out and kind of bows, and he's like, and I'm Trix. He's being modest. He's a really important prince. You do well not to forget. I don't know why I'm going with that accent. I'm going to change it up a little. It's a little too New York or something. Or just bad, I don't know.
Got the Devon row.
I'm Trix, my fiery little rose. We probably don't need to flaunt our nobility all over the place. I was merely explaining. I'm a prince of a few places. My parents had a political arrangement, and if I'm being honest, I've escaped an arranged marriage. And my would-be fiancé is quite powerful.
The imp climbs down Whistler's shirt, somewhat practiced. He kind of lets it happen, and he gets to the ground, and he's like, "Speaking of which, this is a ship. Is there rum?" And here, Torval kind of pulls himself up. He's like, "Work's done, and I could do with some of that rum too."
Torval,
Captain.
go below decks. Find all the rum you need and bring it above.
Oh, I can serve it. I've worked in many keeps. I'm great at
Lovely.
serving.
Lovely.
Even better.
Then,
Don't have to pour it
after
yourselves.
that, we need you to change the name again. Sorry.
He's like, "Yeah, nope. Wait,
Any suggestions?
The blue boat.
that's a terrible idea. I'll get the rum. Captain, please, not that."
The worst ship name I think I've ever had.
I'm sorry that you don't like it. I'm sorry. What would you call it?
Anything but.
Oh,
Torval and the
I'm
imp
sorry. It was a bad. It was a bad suggestion.
Noble attempt, and I completely understand why you do it. We're not from the sea. There's no reason we should know what ship names are. What would you two say?
How about a compromise? The Blue Petunia.
Blue Petunia.
What is a petunia?
It's flower.
Damn flower.
It's lovely.
Though a flower not quite as sweet as Enid here. Have any of you seen something so natural? Something so mystifying as if you're in a deep wood somewhere and you thought you'd wandered into a dream of some sort.
Many a thing, but no, I've never seen one so elaborate.
I've never seen something like you. What are you?
I'm an elf.
I'm an elf.
Me too.
I'm an elf too.
And then he does know Elvish, in fact.
I don't.
He would just give her formal salutations in Elvish.
And I would poorly try to replicate
He's
it.
like, "Cross to Barathu," and you're like,
Cross to Barthu.
"Would that it were so simple."
I'd be like, oh, you have the... In Elvish as well, I'd be like, you have the practiced tongue of one who's studied through books. Quite fascinating.
I do study quite a few different things, mostly different beings, species and races. However,
You don't say.
I've never seen someone of your kin, or your kin, and I would like to learn a good deal about you more. Now, however, is not the time. We do have rum.
American.
We do have rum coming.
And that's the time to learn.
And shortly thereafter, you see Torval coming up with a small pony keg, and he's got the imp on his shoulder. He's like, "Kind of like this little fella. Me and him got a lot in common." Kind of plops it down, pulls off the stopper. He's like, "Seem to have forgotten cups."
I has a single shot glass I took from the bar. Passed it around, I guess.
He takes a kind of
I keep one in my pocket.
splashes a bunch, and he's like,
You're like,
"First one's for the captain."
I'll reach my hand out. Just prepare myself.
And the rum flows freely as you all set off into the night. Stars are twinkling. The city behind you disappears. You catch a nice westerly wind.
Torval, you mind if I speak to you upstairs?
He's like, "Yeah, no problem." He's seeming like he's kind of sobering up a little bit. Maybe the fight around him or killing a man sobered him up.
It
Listen,
usually does. in my
From
experience.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. We stole that ship.
He's kind of like, "You're telling me that you had a drunk sailor paint a new name on the side of a ship, and it would be news to me that this was a stolen vessel." He puts his hand on your shoulder, and he's like, "Captain, or whoever you are,
Not me.
that's totally fine with me."
Well, just so we're very clear on everything, we don't have any money to pay you quite yet, but if you'd like to stay with us, I'm sure we can find some gold.
He's like, "There's plenty of gold below decks." Well,
What?
maybe not gold, but there's elvish silks. I saw them. You're coming from the Moonshade, weren't you? I reckon we've got a whole hold full. We could probably all retire on what's down there. He's kind of grinning a little bit. Not necessarily creepy. Like, he seems into it. Like, he's like...
It's like it's a pirate's life for me.
Yeah.
You know, Torval, I don't recall if anyone on the ship knows about that quite yet.
Mum's the word.
More profit for you, for me.
I like the way you think. Well, shall I be painting a new name? Was it Blue Boat? Is that what the consensus was?
The Blue Petunia.
Got it. Don't know how to spell it.
Was I in earshot of
No,
Okay.
she pulled him aside,
Okay.
I think.
That's P, a U, a W, a T, a U, an N, a Y, and an A.
He's kind of glossy-eyed, like, got it.
The Blue Petunia.
And it comes back to everybody, pours another shot of rum for himself. Oh. Uh-huh.
My friend Trix, what exactly are you? I'm not sure I've encountered something of your kind before.
Trix is an imp.
An imp.
Where are imps like native from?
The hells, my dear.
You were small. You get places. This is a small vessel. Do imps come in the color blue?
No, imps can't change colors, although if I can make it a hue of blue or green like you, I would if I could.
The blue imp?
Green's my favorite color.
The imp is laying on the top of the rum bottle, like, tail swaying, and he'll just dip his hand in the rum and go...
Nami, what do you think? The blue imp? We are a small vessel.
I like the name.
What's his name again?
Torval?
Torval. Torval?
Mum,
The Blue Imp.
now that I can spell. M.P.
I will be like, Torval, my good fellow, I'm going to go ahead and let you in on my secret. There's an I in the front of MP. I'm gonna give him a bardic inspiration. I'll be like, now you remember that, won't you?
He kind of stares down. That makes sense, yeah. I before him, except before she, him. Yeah, got
You
it.
absolutely have it, you beautiful man.
Is that a violin you've got there?
It is a halfling violin. For those of you who don't know, halflings make the greatest of string instruments.
The halflings are the short ones.
Some of the short ones, yes. There's
Love
a
it.
number of short ones, goblins, gnomes, halflings, though. Some would think that elves make the greatest string instruments, but not instruments. They have the greatest songs because they're beautiful and sad.
Hey, speaking of songs, you think you can sing us a sailing song?
Not much of a singer, just a musician, I'm afraid.
So we'll see if you can accompany this. And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. And for the rum and tobacco. And he continues for some time, shouting into the night.
I will do my best to attempt to.
Performance
Shalessi.
check.
Alright.
I think Enid is just like,
Yeah, you're kind of like, and you just kind of put it away. Your imp gets way into it, though. He and the imp are like dancing and singing.
Trix is continually trying to put more obscene things in there.
Yeah.
I'll just be sat back like this, whittling some wine corks into earplugs.
We have an opportunity to keep talking.
You've got plenty. You've got all the time you
Okay.
want.
I know where Eden's from. Sorry. Enid. Eden.
I got too
Pardon me,
confused.
I was thinking it was partly paradise that you came from. Now, Nami, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you said you were an elf.
Yep.
Very good. Where do you come from, though? Where do both of you hail from? I'm quite curious. Enid, aren't you curious where these two come
Yes,
from?
they're so blue and don't see that
Thorval's like,
often.
I don't know if this is a game they're playing, but they're not elves. I mean, you didn't think you would. Did you not know? They are definitely not elves. I've been to the Moonshade Isles more times than I could probably count, quite literally. They are not elves.
I
My
come
friend.
from where elves come from, and you don't look like elves, but I didn't want to not believe you because you never
Why?
gave me a reason not to trust you, and I thought that we were friends, and I didn't know that you would lie to me.
I'm not lying. I come from here, Waterdeep, and that's what they've always called me, a blue-green elf.
I'll tell both of you frankly now, you'll have a hard time getting one over on me. I didn't believe you for a second.
Now you listen. I don't know what I am. I've always been called a blue elf.
Oh, it's just fine with me. You can both be elves in my book. I have no issue with that.
I don't think I can put you in my book as being an elf, but if that's what you want me to call you, that's okay.
You can put it in quotation marks, darling.
Might be easier for you
I don't actually have a
to
book.
describe me.
I've got ears.
You see Torval whispering to the imp, and the imp is like, and he like puts a little hand on his shoulder, and the two of them are goofing.
As something close akin to what you would call an elf, if one was raised under the water.
A sea
Among my
elf.
people, sea elves still live above the water. I am what my people call a Vovech. Myth calls me a mere person.
Is any of this related
Common-
to the Fae?
Common you might hear us referred to as Tritons. It is our preferred weapon when we are hunting and fighting and such. We live underwater, protecting you surface dwellers from things that rise from the deep.
I think Enid is just like,
So, my muscular siren from the sea. Tell me this, if I fell in, could you swim and carry me back out?
If I deemed you worthy.
I do it for money.
I would never let you drown. Friends wouldn't do that.
Favors.
I don't really know how to swim, but I would learn if you wanted me to.
Ale.
I like all of this.
Snakes?
Mostly I was seeing if I could get you to carry me out of the water. I might faint over the side, though. Who knows? Just checking.
I could also drag you down to the depths where pressure would crush your bones.
I've seen him do it.
To drown in the deep waters of
Wow.
would be the way I would like to go. So if it's an offer, my answer is yes.
Not now. Maybe another time. You must be deemed worthy.
Wait. So you can breathe underwater?
I can breathe where I so choose.
You can't?
No. I mean, I haven't really tried.
That's not a try. Don't try. Don't try that. And the imp is like, maybe you should try. You never know to trust. Sorry, my liege. My liege. And he gets frustrated. He's like, I didn't mean that, my liege.
We could do a
But he
test
kind
right
of
here.
casts a look at Thorval. I did.
We could just do a little test.
No. I don't even know how I would try.
I'm gonna start shaping some water from outside to move it towards her head. Just stick your head in. I'll move it if you look like you're gonna drown.
I mean, she doesn't want to do it, but she's too afraid to say no.
And do not do it.
Nami, I don't think that is quite necessary.
I'm not gonna hurt her.
My best friend told me I shouldn't. But But I would if you really wanted me to.
Well,
Come on. Just for
are
fun.
you sure?
I don't know.
It's only fun if you're going to
Here.
consent to it.
Why don't
I'll put the water
you show
down.
them I can breathe underwater? That might be more of a show.
It's not a secret. You just told them.
Rather than...
All right.
And he just continued talking as if it wasn't. Yeah.
And then with my other hand, I'll get one, and then I'll do the same. This is how we
Unless
talk
this is
underwater.
something you can do.
Zorvo's got one eye
Talking
open,
underwater.
like, back against the mast, starting to go.
Oh my
The imp
gosh.
curls up in his
No
arms.
wonder they live on a boat. If their boat sinks, they're going to be fine.
That's very true. That could be an incredibly profitable skill.
You really chose the best profession for yourselves.
I didn't choose it.
You've chosen with
Where
a little bit of a
Lived
stretch.
my whole life, though, so...
I worked in some keeps, but I'm not very good at it. I just like
What
people
makes you
too
say
much. Oh, they kept firing me. I couldn't keep a job. I thought I was doing fine. I just really wanted to get to know them, but then I would forget their drink orders because I'd get too busy talking to them, and they didn't, they don't like it when you bring them their own drinks. But I tried.
Enid, my sweet, it's because that's not your destiny. Look at what you did back there. Magnificent magic. I don't think I've seen better, to be honest
Oh,
with
that's
you.
just the thing that...
I actually just got fired, too, in a way. I fired myself.
Yeah, we kind of did, didn't we? However, I think you will find aboard this vessel, no one will mind what kind of alcohol you bring them, as long as it's alcohol.
I agree.
Also, to be quite honest, Enid, you don't necessarily have to bring any of us alcohol if you don't want to. Though, could you fetch me a glass of
Oh,
that?
yes.
Absolutely, thank you.
Do you want me to fill it for you?
No worries.
Do you want me to wipe the rim? Are you...
Power play there.
I think he would
Showing his dominance.
Whistler, just like
Well, I think we all have an opportunity here. You have a ship stolen. I'm not judging. In fact, I quite like it. The new name. We have a strong knockout right here. Something tells me you're quite good with that sword.
It's right there.
Oh yes, I have one too.
What are you
In
proposing?
here, her magic is, as I said, magnificent.
It's not, though. It's something that I just knew how to do. This whole thing.
In it. Magic that you just know how to do comes from within you, deep within your bones. You draw it out, you're part of the weave.
I guess.
Coach Raven, each of you roll me a perception check. Ooh. Ye old Twinkie right there.
Yep, and
As they're talking, you sort of lean against the mast.
Did you get a 22?
no, I got an 18.
Oh, okay.
Both of you then. But you're leaning against the mast, kind of listening to them talk, enjoying, kind of close your eyes as the breeze, you hear the sails fluttering. You've now gone to full sail, putting distance to the city. You hear through the wood that sound, of when sound waves travel through something solid. You hear scratching. You're sort of like, well, that's interesting. You kind of look and the boat feels like it's running just a little sluggish. And you're sort of listening to them talking and looking down, and you're like, for this wind, we seem to be going just a little bit too slow. You all notice that as they are continuing to talk. Can you pick those?
I think I'd immediately look at his eyes.
Seems like if we run up on some seagrass that could be pulling us back, or maybe something.
I'm trying to calculate how the water would react to the seagrass and if it would rub up against the ship, but
This is a fairly new make. I don't think it would catch.
I don't feel so good about this.
Do you know if Captain kept anything below deck that we didn't know about? Something alive?
You all hear them having this conversation now and clearly turn your attention to it. Please continue.
Anything? You were more privy to the captain's thoughts than I was.
You saw he treated me.
The same.
I know where the mop is.
Below decks. Was there anything down there?
That's all I was allowed to see. The mop closet,
Well,
kitchen, anywhere a female could go.
I think you kind of like look over the side of the ship. It's still dark out, right?
Still dark. You see the stars reflected in the water, which is fairly calm. Got a nice wind.
I've never been on a boat before.
Yeah.
Am I sick?
That's a great question. I think probably not. Given how bizarre the Feywild is, I feel like there's places that are moving. But if you'd like to roll a Constitution check and see, I'll give you advantage on it.
Alright.
I'll just...
Okay.
I did hear there might be some special things down below. Some things of, and I'd say in Merspeak, some expensive items.
That wasn't quite a word I understood. Would you mind translating for me? Down below there could be something... Bubble, bubble, bubble was all I got.
And that's all you will get, deckhand. For now.
Deckhand. Ugh.
Shall I see? I see. Should one of us go down and investigate?
The imp.
I'm afraid the imp doesn't go down and investigate things on his own.
You look over, in fact, he's passed out. Like his little claws rolled up.
On a scale from 1 to passed out, how passed out is Torvald?
Pretty passed out.
We could all go and take a look.
Strength in numbers plus... I'm a bit curious at what's in your hold. Down below, if you will.
So you're trying with that one?
I know you get it.
I actually don't get it, but
Alright,
I've seen.
get yourselves ready. We're not moving as fast as we need to be moving. Something is amiss. We will investigate the ship, make sure everything checks out.
And as you two move to the hatch and open the hatch, you both close your eyes as you hear water is filling the hold. You just look down and you can see it's maybe a foot deep right now, but it sounds like it's rushing.
Oh boy. Nami, did we hit anything in our leaving of the harbor?
Could I roll a perception or something?
You don't need to roll it. You rolled a really high roll to get the ship out. I mean, you definitely did not hit anything. You would have known. That's not a thing that could have happened without your, feeling the ship lurch.
Darren, don't even question my skills.
While you guys continue talking, I'm just going to adjust the camera to show the below decks.
Valorage Veritas. Ugh, that means something has taken the hull. You heard the scratching, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Something has decided to put a hole in us.
You think we go and pitch it?
I say the captain, first mate, is there a problem?
We seem to be taking on water, deckhand. I want you, and I want Lady Enid.
Probably shouldn't tell me you want him.
To look over the sides of the boat, make sure there are nothing crawling on our sides, and wake up the two sleepers as you will. And it might be best to arm yourself.
Not disobey a direct order.
Darren, you want to go down or I'll go in?
Both of us.
One of us needs to take watch.
Enid, which side do you want?
Oh, I don't
There
know.
won't be
What
much
side do
boat
you
to watch
want?
if there's something.
I don't know. One is port, one's starboard,
Together.
though. I don't know. I'll take the left.
Okay.
And we'll both go underwater.
All right. You all descend the stairs. If you would, please affix yourself down below decks. It's a little hard to see on the camera, but hopefully it'll show up at least a little bit. Yeah,
pretty
it
easy
seems
to
be. All right, the two of you, if you wouldn't mind.
I'll wake up. I will kiss Torval on the head and be like, "Awaken, sweet prince. I'm afraid we're in a bit of a spot of trouble, Trixie."
He's just like, Torval's like, oh, what's going on?
I think we're sinking.
So, that's never good. That's never good on the ship. And he kind of pushes himself up, clearly even more drunk before. Trix is like, climbs up onto your shoulder, and blinks out of visibility. The two of you reach below, and the water's just above your knees, and you can hear it. And you're sort of looking around, and you can see now all these fine garments, fine silks are floating. A couple of barrels are floating around. A little bit difficult to see. Can both of you make a perception check, though? That would be nice.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Cool.
19 for me.
7,
Or well,
8,
21, I
9.
guess.
Okay, well, neither of you are surprised when you see two sets of blue-gray tentacles wrap around a barrel, pull it down, and this almost goblinoid-looking creature come up with a serrated spear covered in scrimshaw. You both know, shit, those are Grendylows. Grendylows hunt in small packs. They will dig their way, they will burrow into the underside of a ship and just sink it. They'll sink the ship, let everybody die, and then take all the things for their belongings. You know, they usually travel in small packs. Typically, they will attack ships that look like they can't really defend themselves. But you can see now that there is water pouring from two holes, one at the fore, one at the aft. Water is kind of gushing up, and you see these two things kind of with their spears. Can I go ahead and have everybody roll initiative,
Did we need a
please?
short rest?
Yeah,
while we
quick
were-
question.
Short rest,
please.
yes.
Let me
Take a
just
short
roll
rest.
that real
20.
fast.
Do sorcerers get anything on a short rest?
I don't think so.
I get-
That's a little later.
I get phased up back.
Yeah. Do you? That's cool.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay. Nami.
20.
20. Enid.
2.
Wow, really good. Whistler.
13.
Hydarian.
14.
Okay. Now, the two of them above decks have no idea what's going on, but Nami, it is your turn as you see them. Oh, let me put them on the map for you. It's pretty hard for me to reach it, so can you just put them. They're not quite adjacent to you guys, 10 feet away.
10 feet.
2 squares away. I don't know if that's even visible on the map.
It is to me.
It is.
Cool. Okay.
Look at
Sound
Jabba's
of your
barge right
scales.
here.
Yeah. You just see them kind of, and one of them's like, to the other one, and it's like, and you can hear movement in other parts of the ship now as well through the water. Nami, it is your turn.
Alright. I'm going to run up and give it an attack.
All right. Go ahead and run up to which one? I know it's a little bit of a pain in the below decks, as they say.
14.
That is a hit.
6 damage.
All right, you rush up, and it's sort of like raising its spear, and you just stick it, and you stick the rapier right up to the hilt, and its tentacles kind of start writhing around, water splashing up in your face, and the barrel it's on kind of rolls backwards and back up. It's like as it comes back out of the water, looking pretty rough, but still alive. Hydarian, your turn, sir.
I think as an interact, he'll bang on the deck. Grindy those! The hunting packs! And he'll just
shoot at the one she just stabbed.
Okay. Roll it. Roll another one. Do it.
So
That is a hit, sir. Yes. Divine Inspiration's been on point tonight, y'all.
Thanks, everyone.
how's that 7 damage?
On the one that she already hit, it's sort of still like kind of writhing. It's immediately silent. The barrel it's on rolls back over, and it is floating dead. You can lift that one off, please. Whistler, it is your turn. I need you to make me a perception check. It is difficulty 15 to hear because of the crashing waves around you.
Okay.
You're still sort of thinking,
Lightning crash.
Got a 21.
oh yeah, you're looking over the edge and you can faintly hear Granny Lowe's attacking packs, and you're like, oh, you know what's up.
And it opens her eyes.
Damn, cut out.
I'll be like, Enid, darling, my lover's calling me. Can I see through the hold?
You can. You look down and you can see, the two of them. In fact, you see the grid, from the I don't know what that's called, like the hatch cover. You can see the moonlight kind of reflecting them in this strange grid, and there you can see Nami kind of wielding a rapier around, and you can see these tentacles kind of writhing through the water. Look like goblins with tentacle bottoms. They look like this.
Yeah. Be like,
Get that tentacle back
to the one that is visible near them,
Yes.
I will again now start an infernal just. I'm like, you must have been the runt of the litter, barely eating.
It did in fact fail.
Okay, it takes 2 points of damage, has disadvantage on its next attack.
You all see Whistler up above, just through the grate. You hear his, and it goes, and kind of like scratches at one of its ears, like it's trying to block it out. On their turn, 2 more appear at the bow and the stern, if you wouldn't mind. The aft, within range. No, on the bottom. They're all below decks.
Where's this?
That's fine. Just put them next to you. They're all coming at you.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, they're coming at you. There are 3 down there. So 1 on each of you, and Coach, roll me a die. Evens, odds. Odds it is. There are 2 on Nami. Nami, the first one comes rushing at you. He kind of through this water, propelling himself like a squid, his upper body above the water, his lower torso just gyrating through the water, stabs at you with this spear, probably made of some kind of chitin or shell that's been shaped into it. You're able to kind of deftly knock it aside with your rapier. The other one comes at you, Nami. That does, in fact, get you, I'm afraid. For 3 points of damage. As you're blocking the other one, the spear just cuts right across your bicep. You kind of, and it's the salt water just stings the wound. The other one attacks you, Hydarian.
Do we need battle music?
I think
One
I
of
got the
those
battle music.
was supposed
Just
to
neutral
have
over there.
disadvantage.
What was that?
Which one had disadvantage?
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll call it this one since I didn't use it. My bad. That is a miss, is it not? He comes at you, still pawing at his ear, tries to stab, can't quite find purchase. Enid, your turn.
I would like to look down through the grate where he was looking. Can I see?
Oh, you see all 3 of them.
Perfect. I will hit the one that just, Jesus, stabbed her with a firebolt.
Okay. Do it up.
10?
Can I interest you in the final
Yep.
divine reroll?
You can interest me.
It's a final reroll.
There you go. They've been on point tonight.
I should have some crunchy snacks.
Alright,
On the other hand, I'm glad you don't.
I want a crunchy snack.
Soft snack,
so
all you
bad.
want.
7.
Ooh! He's not even paying attention. In fact, he's kind of grinning. He's got these shark-looking teeth. Raises the spear again to come on to Nami, and just and it hits him, and his skin sort of melts away. It's like rubber melting. Just and his body falls into the water. You can pick him up if you'd like. Nami, it is your turn.
Right, I'm gonna take this one. That's still on me. Am I right here?
Is he adjacent to Coach or not?
No.
No.
Or nah. 9.
I'm afraid a 9 is not a hit. Hydarian.
We'll kind of hold our crossbow / semi-harpoon gun, I guess would probably be a better fitting reskin for it. And then he'll take out his short sword and try and like slash across the chest of the one right in front of him.
Cool. That is a hit.
What does 8 damage do?
8 damage, in fact, kills it. As it comes at you, it's still kind of clawing at its ear, kind of raises its spear to try to block, and you just slash all the way up its neck. A black kind of brackish blood sprays on you as it falls down, floating in the water, which is now reaching about your waist.
Detestable pests.
Whistler, there's one left down there.
Captain, I do think that we are sinking. But
Stump, thank you. Stump just gave 3 divine.
holy smokes!
Stump is the prime deity in our pantheon.
The pantheon of gods.
But to that other one over there. The rest of your brothers and sisters are dead, and you are next. I need a wisdom saving throw. 13.
Fail.
2 points of damage and disadvantage.
And again, it's just like looks around at its dead comrades, and in fact, he disengages. He moves away from you. You see him plunge into the water, tentacles above, writhing, disappears beneath the waves, and the water continues rising. We'll go ahead and get out of initiative. We are, in fact, instead going to be doing some skill checks. So, the 2 of you are down, water pouring out of 2 holes, getting pretty deep now, reaching waist level and rising quickly.
We need to patch the holes.
You know there are certainly spare boards around, there's crates that you could break apart.
I think he'd kind of immediately start just making his way towards where he knows the spare boards are. You two, get down here and start bailing out water, for what it's worth. Find any wood you can and hold it up against the holes.
What does that mean?
Torval's already grabbing buckets. It's like, it means you're gonna have to get the water out, pour it over the side.
Very well. I'll go down there. Are we lifting it up, or how's it working?
He's just like,
Make an assembly line. One of you get over there, one stay up above, just hand the buckets over. It makes
all
it
right,
work much
the
better.
2 of you, I will let you roll whatever roll you think would be appropriate to try to patch up those holes. You got a front hole and a rear hole. You guys decide which one you're on.
Usually
Try to patch them up.
those. Since we're taking on water, survival.
That works for me. I'll allow survival.
Sleight of hand, trying to work around the water
Oh, you know what? I can
slippy
dig that. Yeah, you gotta be like, oh, there's crates and all. Go ahead.
That's a 22.
Oh man,
How's
you guys both rolled.
25?
You guys both rolled high. I mean, you guys are pros, and frankly, the water getting high doesn't really concern you. You're like, oh, that's cool. I'll just go. I mean,
I'm
there's
like,
no problem
blah, blah,
whatsoever.
blah.
Yeah, that's you breathing loud. You all get to work getting. It's a little bit hard to drive the nails, but you can. But mostly, kind of once you get it patched up, you use some tar to get it in place. You do patch up the holes, but the ship has taken on a significant amount of water. Why don't the 2 of you make me straight up constitution rolls? Because it is back-breaking work dumping water over the side.
15.
Oh no, I got a 9.
You take to it. You're just like, all right, I got this. Pouring water over the side. So you're like,
I'm not strong, and I think he's doing it, but I think it's also just like, that's not the type of thing that he's used to. I do think that his like huffing and puffing would go away. It was all before, but I think he is just...
I think that even though it's not super helpful, like I would have my mage hand be helping him.
all right. It takes you some time. Hours. It takes hours to bail out the ship. And in that time, hi, Darian. You're at one of the docks in the Moonshay Isles. Behind you, beautiful elven architecture that reaches to the sky. It's a combination of Art Nouveau and curves and sharp angles that seem out of place, but taken in the whole, it's just this beautiful architecture. It's not the first time you've seen the surface world, but it's the first time you've seen elvish architecture, and you're quite taken by it. Your mother and father are with you, and you're speaking to a captain. And this captain is a human man dressed in finery with a hat, one side kind of flipped up, feathers all over it. And he's like, as I was saying, the work will be difficult. You look like you could handle it. And your mother speaks first. And she says, my boy can certainly handle anything you can throw at him. This is a rare opportunity for him, you understand.
I can do the work.
He says, very well. I'll take him. And your mother's like, thank you, thank you. Puts her hands on your shoulders. Says, Hydarian, make something of yourself. You're more than just a sword, you're more than just a trident. Make something of yourself.
I think I can do that, Mother.
Your father's just kind of standing there proudly, nods at you. Come aboard the ship. You see the crew. You see a genasi. Mostly humans, there's a half-elf as well. You set sail, and within 20 minutes of being set sail, the captain is like, well, you can wield a trident. Can you wield a mop?
Yes, if you ask me to.
I am asking you to. Head throws you a mop. Get to work. You, help him. Show him the ropes.
Yuma?
Volvich.
Volvich. I like it. You're blue like me. I really like it. Got some green too, that's my favorite color.
Hi. Your name?
Nami. Pleasure.
Hi, Darian.
Hi, Darian. Side note, in my head, Heidi sounds like a good nickname.
Save that for later.
Looks like you've been assigned to the mops too.
I'm about to fight with this.
No.
No.
Means they think we're a piece of shit.
Well, that's not very kind.
Or as you'd say, Valverici Valveros.
Yay. Ashes? They think we're trash, disturb the water. Why?
Color of our skin, maybe?
I can wield a trident better than some of them.
I can wield a rapier better than some of them. I've killed more than they've even seen.
You've killed?
Well, yeah, when someone's tried to come and take my ship from me.
This is your ship?
Oh, no.
Oh.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
my ship is my family.
Uh-huh. Well, why are we cleaning a ship if we're in water?
You mean, why are we cleaning the inside?
Yeah. Don't we just scrub it after we get to port or something? We're sailing now. Shouldn't we be, I don't know, exploring?
They want us out of the way. Looks like you and I are going to be spending quite a bit of time together.
But they don't even know us. Or me, at least.
They don't know me. They call me the Blue Elf. Funny. It's a little bit different. Got a couple more.
Don't look like the elves from the island.
I'm not.
Well, I guess if they don't want us up there, we shouldn't intrude.
They'll just yell at us anyway, but on the bright side, it does give us time to slack off without anyone checking on us. Got a little bit of money saved up. Don't usually drink, so I get to save up my money when we go to port, but I know someone we can pay to do all the work for us.
Which one?
He's in the kitchens.
So, what are we to do?
Whatever we want. Do you know how to play cards?
No,
Chess?
I don't think so, but I'd like to learn. Can you teach me?
Oh yeah. You got any money?
Did he clink like 2 coins together? And a couple like seashells.
A little bit.
Does the 2 coins equaling together, is that like no money?
I think your parents gave you some money, knowing. And probably Waterdavian money as well.
Some.
Alright, I'll teach you. I probably let him win a couple times too, just to get him some more money.
Yeah, that's right. And we fade out with you kind of shuffling the cards and getting them together. Whistler. One more flashback for you as well. Banners fluttering from the top of the parapets. Your younger sister, with a silver tiara on her head, she's out front, along with all of the serving staff, other family relations. She's looking at you, hands folded. You've got a pack over your shoulder, not even taking a horse. She says, "But are you sure about this, Whistler?"
I'm afraid it's for your safety, sweet sister.
So, but I will miss you terribly. When will you return?
I will miss you. My heart breaks to leave you. To be honest, I don't know if I will return for some time. If I can, I will. But you saw what happened to Father. It is my fault.
I don't think so.
I know.
You will write me then.
I will, though I shall not even use Whistler. I will be Bigby.
Bigby.
I read about a Bigby once.
Fuck Bigby. She says, "Where will you go? Do you know?"
Well, first, I'll go to the capital city of probably a little work and coin. Then I think I'm going to head north. I don't know, I suppose wherever the wind takes me, I'm going to need to stay a step ahead.
She says, "But this isn't the life you were born to, Whistler. You were born to rule, not me."
I'm sorry to thrust this upon you, but I don't do it just because I don't want it. I do it because you deserve it. I know nobody more level-headed, strong, honorable. Your mother has all of the things to look at. Coin and accounting, something Father never had. And Father was able to inspire people. And so do you.
Jesus, Whistler, your words work wonderfully on the seamstresses, the maids. I'm your sister.
The pub does.
Of course, of course. Well, if you must, then let's make it brief so that the time we're apart can be a little bit shorter. Go on. May the wind be at your back, or whatever it is I'm supposed to say.
I mean, I'll take both of her cheeks gently in my hands and kiss her forehead.
She kind of pushes her forehead into you and then pulls back and folds her hands again. She's like, "Be safe, please. I couldn't bear to lose both you and Father. Please be safe, whatever you do."
Oh, I wouldn't worry about me whatsoever. Goodbye, sister. I'll start to walk. I think he'll turn around and have teary eyes, for sure.
I think she meets the gaze and kind of blinks and looks away. You do see one of the Batmen, like... And with that, she watches as you walk down the path. Enid. You are sitting with your sisters. Your twin sister, Anrael, and your older sister, Magdis. And you're outside and you're walking. You're just walking through the crazy woods. And I mean, you know, flowers are blue and purple and fluorescent green, and they bloom as you all walk near, make a little tinkling noise, and then sort of recede back on your walk. And you're walking and laughing and enjoying each other's company, and the hair on your neck starts to stand up, and you know what's happening. You know that there's another alignment coming. You didn't know what would be happening right now, but it is. And you're talking, and you kind of stop and perk up, and your twin sister, Anrael, is like, "What is it?"
Do you feel that?
It's like, "No, nothing, just a pleasant day."
I just got a very bad feeling.
Whatever for?
Wait, what did you say happened?
You feel like there's an alignment coming.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Thought you said something and I didn't recognize it.
No.
Okay. Then take back what I said about a very bad feeling.
Rewound.
Okay. Do you feel that?
No. What do you mean?
Our worlds are about to line up.
Your older sister's like, Enid, why do you care about that world? There's so much more drab. Look around here.
But there's so much we don't know.
There's so much you could learn through study.
How can I study something I've never seen?
Others before you have gone and written of their tales. Enid, you know you need to be studying.
I want to see them for myself.
It's like, smiles at the younger sister. They both kind of shrug. Enid, such wanderlust, sister. Your older sister is winter. She's blue, light blue, like pale skin, white hair. Your other sister is fall. It's orange and browns. Just, why do you wish to go there so badly, Enid? I don't understand.
I've been here my whole life, and the wondrous things here are not wondrous to me. Wondrous to me would be what you would think would be the drop of the other worlds. But you don't know. You've never seen it, and neither have I.
Magnus kind of rolls her eyes like, oh, Enid. And she walks off ahead a little bit, and Anrael is like, I understand, Enid.
You don't, though.
I empathize.
I would roll my eyes. You can't see, though, because I don't have pupils.
She's like, no, I do. I do understand. I understand that yearning. It's different for all of us. Magnus, she's the most accomplished mage of our house. And you want to be somewhere else. You don't take pleasure from some new tome. And as she's speaking, you can start to see like kind of blurry vision behind her. And even she kind of turns and she says...
I'm not listening to her at all. I'm just, like, watching.
She turns and looks at that, and you see it start to come into focus. And you see this portal with just this rippling energy, almost like heat coming off the side, so it's all distorted on the other side. And you see two men you've never seen. They're short, they're 4 feet tall, they've got long white beards, and they're whistling, and they're both hitting a rock in rhythm. It's like boom, boom. And she looks at it and she's like,
Why are you not excited?
she's like, I'm interested.
Interested, yes, but don't you want to know who they are?
No, but I understand that you do.
They have names and families.
Of course they do, but there's so many things here to learn too.
I've learned them.
You haven't.
Okay.
If you're going to go, now's your chance.
I push her and go.
As you do, she's like, Enid, wait! And she pulls out a small... She pushes something into your hand. It's a small golden compass. And she says, when you're ready to come back.
Sister, how do you have this? What is this?
She says, it was something of Father's. I found it in his personal effects. He explained it to me. Do you know that he's been?
No.
He would never tell you that because he wants you to focus on your studies. Don't tell him I gave it to you.
I would, give her, a quick, touch of the hand and then leave.
She kind of smiles and watches, and you face step through the portal. You look back, and you can now see her as just a blurry outline as the worlds re-separate again.
I would look at the compass.
As you look at the compass, it's got one dial, and it's pointing in the direction of the portal, and as the portal closes, it goes loose and just sort of limply spins. Not really pointing in any direction.
I would close it up.
And now we jump back to the present. You all are standing on the ship as the dawn starts approaching. And with dawn, Torval is the first to shout, "Sail ho, Captain, or whoever!"
Which direction, Torval?
It's coming from the east. And you all look back, and in fact you can see white sails on the horizon.
glass. Does anyone have a looking glass?
No, I'm afraid we don't.
Was it east where we just came from?
Yeah.
Any sort of pursuit is probably unwelcome.
Most likely it's the law.
I think he's right. See that blue and white? That's Waterdeepian Navy right there.
Oh, good.
We can't outrun them, I'm afraid.
Do you know of any ports we can hit?
How far are we from land?
Far. Days. You're days from anything west. A day back to the Waterdeep area.
How many people usually are on?
12. This normally has a crew of 12.
On a Navy ship, you mean?
On a Navy ship, 300.
Like, there's probably 300 people on that ship.
Like, it's got 4 decks.
It's a you can see that it's like 3-masted. It's a massive warship.
Wait, and how far is land? Like, how many?
Days. Days.
Or even islands?
Yeah, the Moonshay would be the next closest. It's days away. I mean, even as you watch, you can see the sails getting bigger.
We cannot outrun them in this.
We can pretend we...
Pretend on a stolen ship that they've been told to look for.
Pardon. You two are incredibly proficient sailors and wonderful at a great number of things. You're both terrible liars. I, however, am not. Now, there's no point denying that we're on the ship, but some would just have to search the dock to find a couple dead men. I doubt that they were anybody of much consequence, and they look like ruffians. We made an escape that we thought we had to.
Then change the name of the ship?
We didn't know why they were pursuing us. It seemed just at the moment. We were frantic, hysterical. Swords chasing at us. They don't need to know.
Either way, it's getting pretty close.
We'll have to make a decision soon. Master Whistler, do you think you could convince them that we are not at fault here?
What if you were to tie us up?
So I look like a pirate. I'm already half devil.
No.
I'm already a half devil, Nami. I don't want to die today.
And then we can attest to everything you're saying, that you saved us.
Why would you be tied up?
I don't know.
By this time we would be freed.
Torval's like still doing the math.
We are the smaller ship. We can outmaneuver them for a time. However, the only place we could go back to would be Waterdeep, which is a dead end.
If I'm being honest, I've served on one of them. You might outrun it for a bit, and then we're dead.
I said we could outmaneuver, not outrun.
The best thing we could do is stop.
No, sail towards it, in fact. Our ship was damaged by Grindylows. We were taking on water. We had to move. When they come here, they are saviors. We're completely happy to see them. Don't turn away, turn into the wind. Isn't that a saying?
Aye, it is. Alright. Half sail, quarter turn west. We'll turn about and face them.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, you! Get to work!
He's captain.
Now, I would like to mention, my friends, that on this endeavor, as we seem to be drawn together, all with different sets of skills, perhaps we should join up for good. I doubt we'll be keeping this ship, and no doubt we'll be buying another one anytime soon. Waterdeep has many opportunities.
You hear Ayusha about this?
We'll talk about it later.
Seeing as I'm recently unemployed.
Whatever you say, my
We
liege.
have no ship.
No ship. No ship.
Maybe it will keep us out of the Waterdeepian lady's hair for a little bit.
Is there anything downstairs that could maybe help us?
Everything's been swamped downstairs.
As much as I would want to take something from that, having the full hold intact could serve our story.
It does. Buys us time. But we will need a ship soon.
We'll stay in Waterdeep. Get a little curious.
So, as these sails are getting closer, what's our story?
Well-
we were working hard.
We were just sailing the ship. Whistler obviously is gifted with a silver tongue of sorts. I believe he should do the talking.
But if they ask us questions,
We're sailors.
Well, quickly before we do that, if we're all in agreement that we all want to throw our swords in together, I say we draw up a contract. I'm a bit of a stickler on contracts. Otherwise, how do we know one of us isn't going to turn against the other? You could be my captors.
didn't you just mention how easy it would seem?
Can we do it when we make landfall? Get us through this and we'll make a contact with you.
That's what I'm saying. I'll sit and read it.
I don't understand what that means.
It's just a written document.
Then you can agree to do it now.
Is that what you want me to do?
I'd like you to read it first.
Okay.
I'm not trying to pull one over on anybody. It's in the blood, you see. But, very
How
well.
appropriate of a time to, bring up contract seeing as the sail's getting closer and closer.
Again,
Might remind you do look like a demon.
I do, but I am the best liar here, I'm afraid.
The boat has turned, and you're now quickly gaining on them.
I'll shake on it
A shake will be just fine.
until later when we can read over.
Agreed.
And now I have your souls. Just kidding.
I would be like,
Oh my god.
And after the conclusion of the handshake, you hear, "Drop anchor!" You can see the large, and as it comes up, you're like, oh my god, it's huge. It stands 15 feet taller on the deck. You can just see all these, and as it gets close, you can see sailors along the deck, all wielding heavy crossbows,
Just do this.
kind of pointed at you.
Yeah, dropping. Thank God you found us!
The ship pulls up. You guys are kind of facing each other. It pulls up, and a couple of ropes get tossed over to you all. You guys take them, and Torval's takes it, secures the rope.
As we're going, Torval, not so proficient. All of you are novice sailors. None of you that well. He's like, all right. We might need some help, gentlemen.
Oh my god.
You can see a couple of the sailors hoist a big gangplank. It's got iron hooks on the end. It kind of comes over and hooks into the deck a little bit. It certainly doesn't damage it, but looks like it'd be difficult to pull it free. A couple of sailors walk down. They're all in blue and gray uniforms. They've got polished metal shoulder pauldron on one side, the shooting side. They're carrying heavy crossbows. You can see long swords at their sides. 8 of them kind of come down and fan out on the deck a little bit. And behind them comes the captain of the ship. He's wearing a black hat with a feather in it. He's got a thin mustache and a goatee, and he comes down, hand on a rapier. He's like, what is the meaning of this?
Okay, well, Captain.
Admiral.
Apologies, I don't know the rank of naval officers. I meant no disrespect. We had a bit of trouble in Waterdeep. We were being pursued by some sort of ruffians on the dock. They chased us onto a ship. These two, apparently novice sailors at least.
I was just mopping the ship. Captain's orders.
What is the name of this vessel?
It was a poet's pen.
Because the side of it now shows blue boat. And Torval's like, yeah, got it wrong.
We had some celebratory rum last night, and I'm afraid we painted on the side. We meant that in any case we set sail, thinking that more would have been after us. Shortly after that, we planned on coming right back. You'll notice... I had never heard of these. Grindylows? Grindylows attacked the hold of the ship. We spent the entire night bailing out, patching it. I'm lucky we survived. I frankly didn't know which way was which.
So this ship is the poet's pen, which was scheduled to leave in 3 days. You left early without your captain. Why?
we were being pursued.
That was it.
Pursued by whom?
I wish I knew. If you search the docks, there should be a couple of ruffians right from where we left. I don't know what they were about. Money of some sort. I'm a performer. I think perhaps they thought I'd been paid tonight.
And so, in your desperate escape, you stole a sheep.
We didn't steal it, we intended to return it.
Oh, did you? Because you were not heading east.
We
You were
just
heading
defeated
west.
those things that came up from below deck.
You
How are
can
we
say-
supposed to? I was supposed to turn the ship around when I'm down below patching up things. And do you want to go take a look?
He's smiling, and he's smiling specifically at you, Whistler. He's like, is there more to this tale?
Put my hands up. I'm afraid not, Admiral.
I'd be like, we did mean no harm.
He looks at the four of you and Torville, who's kind of standing back like... He's like, I understand. This ship was reported stolen, which does, by the letter of the law, make you pirates. But pirates can be reformed. I'll tell you what. Sail this ship in, alongside us. And try anything funny, and not only will I sink this ship, the rest of you will spend the remainder of your lives in the Waterdeep prisons, which are in dire need of overhaul.
My life is very long.
I know.
Your charity and understanding are appreciated. Admiral, may I know your name so that I can sing your praises?
Of course. Zazuan. Pleasure to meet you.
Zazua?
Zazawala, you say?
Perhaps you have heard of me.
I have.
I have.
Do you happen to have a brother named Salos?
That would... Yes.
No use in lying. I worked for him. Talked about you.
Yes. Well,
This is Salos, correct? The great Salos Zazuala, reformed pirate. Now Admiral.
this is he, and flattery gets you everywhere.
Very good.
Wait, did you say your name was Asir or Salos?
Salos.
Oh, you said you were Salos.
Yeah, he's Salos.
Oh wait, sorry.
No problem, I got it.
I am got confused. I thought you were saying that you were Asir.
You sailed with him though?
I think you know of him.
I think if you were going to be his brother, I would have just used it as like, yeah.
No, it's Salos.
Yeah,
It's
no.
Salos. So, to clarify your story, this was just a case of mistaken orders. If I recall, two of you were under the Captain Araños. Which two?
That would be me.
Points at Torvald.
I know that man.
And Darren.
Torvald's like,
Admiral.
This was a case of mistaken orders, yes? Your captain told you to watch the ship, you thought he meant take it on a shakedown cruise. That is all I can offer you. What he chooses to do with your employment or otherwise is his to decide. But out here, I am the lay, I am the law. And I will say, take this ship back and don't get into my hair ever again.
Absolutely, Admiral.
He kind of smiles. It's like, good afternoon. Turns and back up the decks. The men kind of file in behind him.
Admiral, before you go,
He's like, yes, what is it?
and I'll hold up a coin with just an image of a silver tooth on it.
Nice. He's like,
Appreciate.
what was that?
I appreciate.
He nods. She
What you
was a
thought.
dear friend. How is she?
Wouldn't know, but let's just say that, you know how this goes. An act of kindness doesn't go unnoticed.
Perhaps I shall remember that. And he holds out his hand like you're going to toss it to him. He catches it. What is your name again?
Nami.
Nami. He flips the coin. Sticks it in his pocket. It's a good thing I'm in a good mood today. He turns and gets back on the deck. The men kind of come up behind him and is like, try not to damage it any further on your way in.
Hey. Of course. Raise anchor. It's going to take all of us.
And I think we're going to end right there, everyone, as the ship that you stole, which has blue boat painted on the side. I was like, I got mixed up.
Blue.
Start sailing back towards Waterdeep and into the next adventure. What y'all think? Dig it so far?
Love it.
Yep.
I love it. I
Our-
both want to do Dragon
our early
Heist and
edition
don't
of-
want to do Dragon Heist now at the same time and just get into some hijinks.
Get into some hijinks on the sea. Cool. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Hope you guys all had a good time. This was certainly super fun for me. I am
Reaching
going
of the CC.
Thank you, my dude, for all of that.
You're
Yeah, that
welcome.
was so much fun.
Oh, I'm glad you guys
Loved it.
liked it. I loved all the characters. They were all awesome. I think that
Who's the most? If you had to pick the most humble of us, like the most.
like the one who would be like, I'm gonna show, not tell, and not be. Yeah, I don't
Just
know.
kidding.
It's a hard one. You guys were super fun. That was really awesome.
A lot of fun.
I'm glad the flashback bit worked. I hope that wasn't super confusing for people watching back home. But you know, as we were talking about starting this thing and knowing we didn't have the book yet, I was like, I just don't want to do the classic like meet in a tavern or kind of get formed together. I kind of like that you came together under duress. I think those are kind of neat.
I loved
Yeah.
it. This
Good.
was amazing. And I like that we were kind of already paired together and then
Yeah,
came
that worked really well. Kind of like the sub pairing that then came together.
It made it so no one was like too skeptical of.
Right.
Ugh, I hate that when you have to go
Yeah.
through like the 5 minutes of being like,
Yeah.
I mean,
or the
there's
one person who's
always
like,
a
yeah,
little
well,
bit.
what's your. Yeah, exactly. I am going to kick off a raid to Welcome Party. So if you guys stick
Welcome
around, go throw them some
Party.
love. Welcome Party will be doing a 48-hour charity stream the end of September. I'm going to be DMing one shot on there. More details to come on that soon. We certainly hope to see you guys in the Discord. We will be in our voice chat right after this. Give us 5 or 6 minutes to clean up, and then we'll be there to chat away if you guys would like, ask questions, or do whatever. All right, we are out. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
It's been a
everyone.
blast.
Thank you.
Goodbye.